Hello! Welcome! I can see it in every single one of your heads. You're like, what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? That's the best you could come out with. Although, show me your figure. Your figure's really cool. That camera's better. Yeah, that one's better.
Just take a photo and upload it now.
Right. There you go. See?
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Anyway,
that's Theren. Hope you guys are well. Oh my god, this is, I'm looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this all day. Today was terrible at work.
Yeah.
Oh, just one of those days.
It makes me nervous when you say
I was going to say.
No, everyone, these guys always say that. I put anything down on our little WhatsApp group saying, I'm looking forward to tonight, and they all go, shit. Once you go, genuinely no, I'm not trying to kill you, I promise.
It's not like any of our team has died, and that's massively delayed what we're supposed to be doing.
No, it's fine. It's giving me lots of fun.
You're right, man.
So,
would you have a stroke for a second there?
That's fine.
We're very giddy today, by the way, internet.
Let's play D&D.
yeah! Wonderful.
Done.
Right, let's jump straight in. So, last time, the party, after tracking some sort of clawed 6-foot-like creature through the swamp over several hours, you had made your way into a small camp where 4 lizard folk were going about their business. Just like any encounter on this island, seemingly they attacked you on sight. But unlike all the other encounters thus far, you decided to fight back. And worth give or take a couple of they fired at you and you fought back. It's totally fair.
Actually, we did very quickly go, you know what, fuck diplomacy.
Yeah, it's fine. Up until this point, you've been very diplomatic, but no, this time you decided to kill them. You had orders from the Tapaxi to bring back a head of a lizard folk hunting party, and the dice were kind. You found one fairly quickly, so that was all good.
And we totally ignored that mission.
After the battle, that I think a couple of people take a few hits. Blue was knocked down. I think
he got up again.
You did get up again.
We're never going to keep him down.
No.
In fact, it didn't keep you down to the extent that you then, a bit of R&R, decapitated some heads of lizard folk. I've written down here...
he's got a taste for it.
Poorly, is what I...
Yep. Poorly.
So you've got these 4 lizard heads, and you, after a short rest, decided to follow this trail further into the east of the island, which now you can all see from the map, which is really cool. I was like, we should do a map, and Sam did a map. Hang on. Oh Christ, it's down here for me.
It's that.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Really.
It's totally weird.
Down there.
By the way, it probably won't be there. It's on a rotor. I can't be asked to do this. It'll appear at some point.
Sorry, we're leaving the island today anyway, so it's fine.
Totally. So you went to the east of the island, up to the sort of hills. You followed the tracks up to a small cabin ravine cave entrance that was dug into the side of this hill. You came up with a couple of plans, ambush plans, skill plans, diplomacy plans, stealth plans, and you all settled in the end that Odie and Vincent would climb this sort of cliff rock overlooking the entrance, about 30-40 feet in the air, whilst Theren and Blue attempted to either scout the cave out or deal with whatever the creature that you saw in the entrance, a sort of fairly young human lady stepping out that quickly actually you saw through the disguise. You engineered in such a way, drew the blade, she reacted, and it turned out to be a hag, specifically a green hag, that then proceeded to attack you. It was a fairly interesting combat with some good uses of fairy fire, some decent smites in there as well. Between you, the melee really standing out in that fight, while the ranged actually he got a couple of hits in.
I think Vincent didn't do anything.
Vincent didn't quite show up for work that day.
No, he didn't. But you managed to keep the flying hag off the ranged in the party, which is pretty damn good. It could have gone much worse. You defeated the hag, dropping a bag of platinum coins, a mysterious bamboo flute, sort of fiddle. What do you call it? It was like a
flute.
Power flute.
I said flute, didn't I? I was doing this, but flutes are that.
Yeah. That's a recorder.
Is that what backfired on me?
Yeah. You're playing it at the wrong angle.
wasn't psychic damage at all. It was like,
Just imagine Blue trying to play a recorder going,
yeah, which did damage Blue when you tried to use it. Vincent, and with Blue's experience, between you identified that this was magic in some way, but as to now, the cause of it is unknown. And as we left it, Blue lighting a torch along with the party, you decided to make your way further into the cave to find out what the source of this disturbance was, and also following a clawed hand that was in the bag, another green severed hand that fell to the floor, pointing into the cave before dissolving into the same Icarus gelatin-esque blood that the hag that you had killed dissolved into. So, I think we should get a map out, everybody.
Yes! Oh, that's not here!
And by that I mean set the camera up. So, let's have a marching order as you make your way into the cave. I want somebody at the front, somebody at the back, and somebody in the middle, and a fourth person somewhere else.
I thought we said that we would go first.
I will take point because I've got the most AC.
I think we did say that, didn't we? Okay,
I think we were at the front because of the dark vision.
Okay, so we'll go...
Actually, wouldn't it have been an idea to have you at the back in case something comes up behind us and you've also got dark vision?
Terribly good ideas, Theren. Yes, we should do that.
Yeah,
oh, right, I'm in character now.
I can't see a bloody thing. It's terrible.
That's okay, we've got
Look at my torch.
Quite so. Although, don't you find that scary shadows, creepy, things moving all the time with a flickering light like that? Don't you want a nice solid illumination of some kind?
Well, at least you can see it all in colour. For us, it's just very strange shades of grey.
But you can see. That's quite the advantage.
Perhaps it's better, considering your, considerable melee ability, that you should be second, carrying the torch.
It is considerable.
Quite. It is measurable.
Okay.
That way, you, Vincent, can be behind with your bow just in case.
What? Yep. Fantastic.
Great.
So, that sounds like a marching order to me. So we're going Theren, Blue, Odie, Vincent. Okay, so let's...
No. Swap that.
No.
I'm right at the back.
Odie's
Vincent,
at the back.
Odie. Got you.
Yeah.
Right, let's get the figures out.
I was going to
So,
say
what do we have? Vincent was
purple,
purple.
but it wasn't
And Odie was orange, was it?
No,
Or
I was, sorry, Odie was Mr. Peacock.
blue.
Mr. Peacock.
Blue. Oh, and Vincent was orange, wasn't he? I remember now.
No, you were purple. You were
So professional.
I'm just imagining
It's so
Blue
good.
starting to sing.
Hey, this is
the
an important
It's very
part.
important. Otherwise
Here we go. Right,
There we
so
go. There we are.
we have an order. Fantastic. So,
Gonna
okay,
put
yeah,
those
get
buttons
into
in.
shot. So you can come into it. So you make your way into this cave. Now, how would you like to do this? Are you trying to stealth in, or are you trying to
We're
make your way
holding a
cautiously?
torch.
Charge!
I'll ask the question anyway.
I think we should just walk at a measured pace.
A prepared state.
Yes, one could say. I'm gonna walk in the kind of Theren's stereotypical, almost like Roman style.
Yeah, perfect. And on point, a perception check from you, please. In the torchlight, with your dark vision, you can see. It's limited space.
Oh, it's a 9.
A 9.
It was
okay.
almost a 20.
So,
Wasn't there?
you follow the entrance into this cave for probably 70, 80 feet. The tunnel makes its way sort of in and then round the stone. So the light coming in, it's sort of late afternoon, probably 5 o'clock in the day by the time you enter into this cave. You can see the light very quickly gets hidden as the cave juts to the left and it becomes a very natural forming tunnel. You get the sense that probably a river of some kind or maybe some sort of stream, some eroding process has formed this. It seems fairly natural as it juddedly makes its way into the ground. 70, 80 feet in, the area in front of you opens up into what you can see before you, a cave that stretches about 40 feet back and about 20, 25 feet both in height and in width at the weirdest points, but the way that the rock kind of bends round makes it a little bit difficult to sort of get, like, it's not a square or rectangle, it's very irregular. Mm-hmm. The ground, whilst uneven, is fairly flat in places, but there's definitely divots in some areas, and pointing to some the more sort of obvious things that you can see. there appear to be barrels, crates, chests, all kinds of assortment of goods and cargo that have been brought into this cave. It is a real mismatch of items. There's no consistency. You can see a couple of items from where you are have writing on them, others completely faded, the wood rotten. You get smells coming from the cave as well, real sort of stenches, but perhaps rotting goods, something decaying, that smell of decay that mixes with the damp and the dark and the stale air of this cave. There is a pool of water down here, about 10 feet by 5 feet, water dripping into it from the side of the cavern, the drops echoing round the inside of this cave, where the ground sort of drops slightly into it. And you also see two other things. The cave seems to go backwards beyond in this direction, but there is a wooden palisade that has been built, a sort of 7-8 piece by like 10-11 piece of thin wood that has been very carefully put in place, and all around it and all on the floor, on the sides of the rooms, it comes sort of all the way out, as you can see in green here, are a combination of vines and plant life, some sort of cave materially plant that's just sort of stuck to the walls. You can see leaves, you can see thorns, you can see other organic matter that seems to spread around the room. You can see 25 feet by 25 feet. It's a large area of plant life. What would you like to do?
Any of you guys recognize this plant? It's weird. It's all coming out.
Can I do any... Is there any... I guess because I'm at the back, I've been trying to... Oh, it's tricky because you guys have already walked all over any evidence, but I was wondering if there was any footprints or any sort of, claw... the claw marks from before. I wanted to see if I've seen a creature or any other creatures.
So you're looking for tracks in the corridor?
Yeah, as we're coming up into this place.
Okay, that sounds like a survival check from you. Vincent, actually, in the low light, Vincent is going to attempt to help you, but we'll see how well he does it. No, he does. You get advantage. He actually does do a decent job at helping.
What did you get then?
No, you get advantage.
Oh, I get advantage, thank God. That was a natural 1.
I made him make a check for it.
12, so survival, so that is 16.
16.
Oh.
You don't see anything. No.
Okay.
What I would like to do is examine the crates and barrels for anything that could be of use to us.
Okay. Yeah, fantastic. So, you make your way sort of from one to the other in sort of procession order, perhaps?
Yep.
Yeah, that's fine. That sounds like an investigation check to me.
Great.
As you start going through these barrels.
Investigation. 17.
17. Okay. You slowly start to take apart. You learn very quickly which barrels are to be avoided and which crates are seemingly more likely to have items in them. Some of them still are nailed down. Actually with the 17 as well, you can tell there are definite scratch marks around various pieces of wood. You can see some have been forcibly opened. Others look like they've been scratched but are unopened as of now. You see lots of random pieces of equipment, food that has gone off, the odd set of clothes. You see rope, lots of tools of various sort of sizes and makes, a random assortment of stuff. You get hammers, saws, things like that you see, maybe a couple of each item. Not many, but some. And then other items you've never seen. You think you see something that a blacksmith would use to make a horseshoe. At one point, you think you see a piece of very specialist masonry equipment that somebody would use to chisel stone. It is a complete random array of stuff, but you can put down on your sheet you have a small assortment of useful tools.
What a load of useless crap!
Wonderful!
Could one say that this small assortment of tools could help the Athena?
You might be able to. You think actually with now that you look at it, there is certainly items, and actually one blue, when you start seeing him pull these items out, your knowledge, you start to see things that would be used for carpentry, masonry. You help very ably Theren identify which of the items are worth carrying back. So you're not carrying back huge iron, like sort of hammers that won't be of use, but
Ooh, that one. And that one. Another one.
Well, this is good. We can use this for the Athena.
Yeah.
Is there any treasure though?
You said that, so I should also say you do find rope. You find 3 coils of 50-foot rope. At various sort of levels of disrepair, but functional still.
Okay.
And right at the back, and I probably
That's a
should
lot of
get
treasure.
something like that. I'll do this bigger one here. At the back,
Well,
I'll replace that one with that. You see what appears to be a sort of 3/4 repair, semi-broken but fixable cart, wagon. One of the wheels is sort of fallen off into the side, and it's in a huge state of disrepair, but the frame is still intact. It looks like it would take a decent amount of effort to pull it out of this cave. How it's got down here, you're not entirely sure, but there's that. So you're sort of making your way back to here. What does everybody else like to do?
I sort of. So is there any treasure? Like, you can keep whatever tools. I don't really use tools. Do you, Vinny?
Oh no, not really. I
No.
don't like to get my hands dirty.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
No, any treasure?
If it will satisfy your greed, I will split the platinum with you. But there is no treasure here. We're looking for something else.
I mean, we
No, you
should
don't-
probably split the platinum anyway.
We will.
But Odie, I trust these individuals. So we said our piece and they said theirs. I feel
I feel quite spent from that the horrible haggy person that we fought earlier.
it's quite
It
frightful.
was very frightful.
Frightful. No, we trust. Let's get ourselves in and out of here. Who knows what we'll find in the cave?
Okay. Can I?
There's no point splitting everything until we know what we've got. You know.
That is true.
These supplies will help all of us escape this island.
That is true. We did leave our ship in a
We did leave our ship.
fairly, not disrepair, but we've run out of supplies. We'll put it that way. We were
That's
hungry the
true.
last couple of days.
This is good. It just means that there is a chance we are all going to get out of this all right.
Of course we will.
But
Yeah.
we should...
Enthusiasm, dear boy. Optimism.
Yeah, I've never doubted that for a second.
Good, but
Good.
shall we focus
Marvellous,
on the rest
yes.
of the cave?
Sensing that, Vincent is going to attempt to investigate as well, have a look round. You see him, he sort of starts going around in various barrels and various bits, but unlike you, he kind of doesn't really want to touch much. He's sort of not really helping. He's kind of almost trailing you a little bit, just sort of observing. Blue, unless you want to be doing anything else, you're sort of again kind of following Theren around a little bit, just helping him with the tools. Unless you want to do something else, you're very welcome to.
I was going to look at the vines and
Yes.
see. Ooh.
Put yourself where you want to be.
Do they look like they're growing naturally? Like I kind of grew up in foresty areas, so does it look normal?
Okay, that sounds like a nature check to me.
Ooh, I'm not good at those.
Ooh.
Trees look one.
Natural 1. They look totally normal. Yeah, really not. Like you would not tell the difference between anything that grew in your forest and this. It's dark. you know, trees are trees. There's nothing you gain from that, unfortunately.
Is the water? Is it just a puddle, or is it like a deep, not deep lake?
It's difficult to tell if it's. So do you want to go have a look?
Oh yeah, sure.
You're very welcome to. Go and stream yourself
I-
around.
Just ponder over here.
In the flickering light of the torch that Blue is carrying in the middle of the room, it seems fairly deep.
Oh.
It's difficult. It's just the way that the ground hits the pool of water. You reckon it's probably maybe 5 foot down. At one point, in the deepest point, maybe foot height near the sort of shelf. It's not like it's not a lake. It is
No,
just a
it's
body
like
of standing
it's like a
water,
pool.
effectively, like a
Okay.
very deep puddle that you could submerge yourself in if you needed to, but you would have to duck a little bit.
No, do that.
Sure.
Thanks for that suggestion.
But in the light, the flickering light, it seems dark and it's very difficult. It's only when Blue brings his torch over to have a look that you can see into it. And give me a perception check.
Is that cocked?
That is cocked.
Kind of cocked.
Alright, I'll roll that again. Alright.
They've got this cock.
But then worse.
That's a 9.
9. Looking into it, there's nothing that really grabs your
Looks like
attention
water,
per se.
yeah.
But no, there is a movement in the water, but you can't tell if it's just the drops from the ceiling hitting it, and there's that constant sort of vibration in the surface of the water. It's eerie. It looks creepy, but you can't see anything.
Alright, that's fine. I'll step back from the water and I guess because I see Barnabas looking at the vines and the flower, I guess I too will have a quick look and see if I can suss anything out.
Okay, that'll be an H check.
Oh my god. That's a 10.
10. No, again, there's
Nope.
you can tell that these appear to be one solid plant. It's
Okay.
the vines sort of seem to stretch back towards this wooden palisade
Okay.
over in that direction. So the vines you have towards the entrance of the cave are connected up, and everything goes back to that central point. But no, there's nothing you can tell
And
from it.
the palisade does look like it's man-made, like, as if it's deliberately been put there, or is it like naturally, I don't know, wood pallets are there, or is it?
From this distance, it looks like it's been crafted, yes, rather than
Okay.
sort of naturally occurring. They're definitely, what would you call it? If you're manufacturing planks of wood, you're sort of cutting them. It's like sort of
man-made. But
man-made, yeah. It is like a created structure that stops you.
So-
You can see through it, the gaps, the sort of squares in the structure, these sort of bars that come down and sort of across, things like a castle gate sort of thing.
Okay. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I feel, and I point to the gate. I feel that was meant to keep something in, and I feel that if we disrupt it, whatever's in might come out here.
I don't think we have much choice.
No, we need to keep moving. We haven't found what we were looking for.
We need what's in here.
Okay. Well,
Short of the card, you think that the rope and the tools, these are all things that between you could put in your backpacks and things like that. You wouldn't need to make a separate trip for them, but yeah, you're right, they're useful ingredients.
I guess. Well, if you feel that sorry, get the boys. Well, well, if you feel that we need to go ahead, then let's take it down.
We'll go a bit further, but if things get too dangerous, then we won't.
I'm not frightened of danger. Do not worry. I'm just more wary for the whole group. That's all.
Yeah, I know, but if things go south,
I don't think you do know.
He knows. If things go south,
we retreat.
Okay.
We grab some stuff, some useful stuff, and we leave.
Sounds like quite a plan.
No more point in more lives being lost, I suppose.
you're right.
But we will do our best.
I'm just very aware that we made an agreement with a particularly powerful being, and it may not like it if we go back on it.
Did we? When did that happen?
Yes, remember? And the island.
Oh, Bear Man. Yes.
Yes, the bear king.
Right.
But
Okay.
Can I try and lift up one of the? Is it like a slotting thing?
It seems to be one gate that sort
Yeah.
of when you go up, have an investigation check.
Okay.
if Blue looks like he's about to lift something, can I just kind of put my hand on his shoulder and stop him for a moment?
I was investigating just
I was
now.
looking at it for the
you,
moment.
you were looking to see if it can construct. So looking at it, it looks like the structure lifts rather than is opened. There's one solid thing that you can lift, and there seems to be a hole chiseled into the top of where the gate is, so that it could be lifted all the way.
You and I are, and I mean no offense, the physically stronger. So
None taken.
we should lift this,
Well, I
but
don't know about that.
let's do
Probably
it
true though.
It is
quietly.
And with them ready?
Yes.
Yes, I can shoot at anything that comes.
Just
okay.
ready your weapons in case we need you.
Of course.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm going to assist Blue in lifting the palisade.
Perfect.
Alley-oop. No.
Can you make me a... Oh, I tell you what. Hang on. Let me just...
No.
Can you both make me a perception check, please?
I'm gonna ready my longbow so that if anything
Well,
comes.
let's just deal with this quickly.
Sure.
An unnatural 20.
Whoa.
Unnatural 20 and
8.
8. Okay.
This is strong.
Right. So, you go up to this palisade. in order to try and lift it up. Blue, you get 2 hands on the bottom of it and you start tugging. Theren, as you come to assist Blue, you notice in the vines and all the plants round this gate on the walls, there's a movement, and the vines begin to sort of spin and warp, almost like a sort of snake movement, as everything binds together into sort of a 6-7 foot tall humanoid construct made of vines, these thorns embedded in the plants. He goes to grab out at Blue.
The trick is to lift with
And
your back.
literally, at the last minute, as Blue is giving you this informational, instruction at how to open this gate, it goes for where Blue's head is, and Blue goes, I know you, down, and it reaches straight over its head with a natural 1.
Oh my god!
No,
Amazing.
advantage.
Oh.
I'm sorry, 18 to hit.
Yeah,
I'm
that
so sorry, I forgot about the advantage.
Nope.
Oh, I thought you had
right.
19.
Last for the next turn.
Okay.
Mine.
No.
Yeah, mine lasts you for 10 minutes.
It's probably
I need to have gone before I watch it.
Unfortunately. Blue, you take 7 bludgeoning damage as this vined hand touches you, and immediately vines spring from around its wrist and grabbing around your neck and face and all around your arm. That will be initiative.
But do these guys get a reactional shot
I
because
didn't
they
get out
were
in time.
they were preparing to see an enemy?
I
This
didn't get
kind of
out in time.
happened before
Okay.
it all happened. So this will be
yeah.
part of the surprise round. So we'll roll initiative and we'll see the orders.
I was going to say,
because-
as soon as you lifted it up, I would have shot something.
Ooh.
So yeah, I wouldn't have gone in there.
So we'll see what people get before we worry about this too much.
Sweet FA, as my dad is fond of saying.
Sweet Fanny Adams.
Okay,
Do you know
I'm
her?
proud of myself. I've
That's
actually
good.
rolled out initiative before we started.
Oh,
so
you knew we were going to do it.
I
We're
know.
very predictable.
I'm very proud. So
16 for
Odie
Odie.
16 for Odie. Okay, Theren.
Uno.
Uno.
I don't want to say it in English.
18.
Oh,
18.
come on, Blue.
Okay.
Get the F out of there.
So, the only 2
No.
people in this situation that are not surprised is the creature and Theren, because he was so close, and with your perception check, you were ready to go.
Yeah.
So, Theren, what you notice is as soon as this vine creature appears, and I'm going to be using our fantastic skeletal
Oh, wow.
man well, I mean, he'll do a great
Oh, that's
job.
horrific.
Fantastic. But you notice there's this almost flexing of the vines throughout the room as everything starts to shift and move. You see the vines starting to move upwards,
Oh, no.
wrapping around barrels and around people's feet, just sort of instinctually grabbing everything that it can. And you see 2 large clumps that you hadn't noticed before
Yep.
of sort of just, it looks like
Horrible
bodies
vines.
or cocoons or some sort of
Oh, no.
construct built into the vines rise up, and coming up from the vines are almost sort of half human, half plant creatures. You can see corpses that lift up from the ground, but instead of standing on their legs, you can see roots and vines that have buried
God.
into the flesh,
wow.
wrapping
Oh,
round and
shit.
through arms. One of them has a vine through his mouth and in an eye and out an ear.
Nice.
The whole body's wrapped up in these plants as they almost get puppeted to their
Dark
feet.
Souls, Dark
Super Dark
Souls.
Souls.
Original. That's what I'm saying.
And from out of the walls, you see another, but this time less humanoid, more just sort of constructs of trees. This one would kind of be here as well. Almost like twigs had been made into people, these sort of constructs, about 4 feet tall, jerkily moving, without faces, just horrible thorny claws just start moving towards you. So the creature has instinctually hit Blue. Even though you're initiative 1, you're the only other person in this surprise round. So what would you like to do?
Okay, I'm in melee range of these, aren't I?
You are in melee range of the little creature, that's appeared behind you.
Okay, then I'm gonna sort of turn and slash at it.
Yeah.
And at the same point, I'm going to yell, "Ambush!"
Oh, fuck.
Perfect. Right, make your attack.
That is a 15.
Hits.
Already tense.
A 12 damage.
12.
Nice.
Okay, with your sword, you turn around instinctually and you go to chop at it. It holds its arm out to hit the blade, and you just snap through the entire thing, the whole construct, snapping, just this horrible breaking of twigs and this sort of almost sort of noise as the creature hits the floor. Leaves and vines, you can see the vines are on the floor instinctually sort of pulsing away from the area where you hit it. He's dead. He is completely
Whoa! Holy shit! Nice.
So we
Right.
go to the top of the initiative. The creature at the door by Blue. This time, Blue, I should say, whilst these vines are around you, you are considered grappled. And you are considered restrained.
Fuck.
So,
Thanks.
Fuck.
The end of Blue.
no! What he will do though, because he wants to do something else and he
Nice
can't,
help.
and if he's got you restrained, so you find the release from you, the vines retreating from you, the pressure that was building around you as it started to crush you disappears as the creature, scanning the room and seeing multiple targets, pushes himself backwards into the vines slightly,
No.
and there's a flexing in the room. Now, can everybody within a 15-foot radius of him, so I think this is Blue, Theren, Vincent, but not Odie.
Yep.
Odie's away. Can everybody make me strength saving throw, please?
Natural one.
Jesus
That's the one.
Christ.
12.
12.
12.
And Vincent, I'm waiting for someone to do Vincent, but I'm
I was
Vincent.
gonna say, you.
Yeah, she's 20. Right, so 12
I
just
just gave him shit
succeeds.
for being
So
weaker than
Theren, you find yourself in the immediate impact of the battle. You kill this twig blight, and as you sort of come across, you find that already the vines have been crawling up your legs. Blue and Vincent manage to sort of jump away a little bit and slash at things that are coming near them, but you find yourself restrained as the vines grow and they surround you to about waist height and start to compress. And you are restrained at the moment. So just to tell you what that means, your speed is 0. You can't benefit from any bonus to speed. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. And you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, so just
Right.
as you know. It is now Blue's go, however.
Okay. Damn. This is
So hang
really
on, this
bad.
guy's not here anymore.
The big 7-foot
Yeah.
creature guy. Right? Is he gone? Or is he
No, he's still there.
Okay.
Oh.
He's still there. It's flavour.
I wasn't
of
sure
it.
if
he just disappeared
like,
into
No,
the
it's just
actually-
sort of, and all the vines move about, and you can see all the crates are being pushed around the room. Everybody's
Sonic
having
boom.
to literally move their feet to not get
Whoa.
tangled by these snake-like vines.
Can I use my action to disengage?
Yep.
And then
Hello.
I'll
Punch him
move
to the
I'll
ground.
stand over 1, so 5 foot squares?
Yeah.
Yep.
15, keeping in distance of this guy, go here.
Okay. Yep. That works.
And me done.
So that's your action. No bonus action.
No, I can't really, I'm saving that.
Okay. So Blue retreats himself
Not for you.
to the corner of the room. That is now Odie's go.
Oh, I haven't really thought about it. Okay, I will get out my short swords and I will try and destroy the creature in front of me.
Yeah, so this humanoid corpse that's being lifted up by these vines. Yeah, make some attacks.
I will. So right sword first. That is an 8 plus 13.
13 hits.
Oh, that's alright then.
Your sword sinking into the thigh of this creature.
Ugh.
7 slashing damage.
7 slashing damage.
Yep.
Yep.
And then offhand attack.
Yep. With the other weapon,
Yeah.
trying to find its mark in the same place.
That is 12.
Just hits.
That's just 3 points.
3 points of damage.
That's it.
Okay. The second hit, you swing, and this time you cut the creature's leg off and go for the central root that seems to have dug its way through the torso and neck of this creature. You almost sever it, but it's almost as it's about to crack and the creature falls, vines sort of spring round it and start reconstructing the damage. It's badly wounded, but is still up and going.
Excellent.
So would you like to move at all?
Not particularly. I will. Nope, I'm going to stay where I am.
Nope.
Yep. Can't.
Okay. Great. Now,
Okay.
so we are down to. Okay, right. So, seeing Theren restrained, these two creatures are going to just absent-mindedly just sort of cracking and crunching their way forward with long clawed hands as they grab at you. So they have
Advantage.
advantage against you, which they're going to need. So even with advantage, 16 to hit?
Nope.
No. And 16 to hit?
No.
No. So these creatures, they come past you. There's a moment where
Thank you, shield.
you find yourself restrained and unable to move, and there's a moment where you think, oh shit, they've got me. But then you remember, right, I'm going to stop fighting this. You turn and you use it to your defensive and create like a sort of almost tower defense mechanism where you keep yourself safe. They're clawing at you, you shield bash them away, you feign them away, and you keep yourself fairly safe where you are. So that goes down now to Vincent. Vincent, seeing, well, there is one by Odie, so he would naturally, he can just about create ban.
Oh, get it off, get it off.
I don't know. Quiet.
Quick.
Don't worry, Eddie, I've got you. I've got you. And with a short bow as he runs past, tries to take a shot. So that will be, yep, that hits.
Hey.
And Vincent is, I don't even need to roll that, she's on 1 health.
Yeah.
The creature, this time, the bow goes through that central core of the root. It cracks and snaps, and the corpse immediately just flops to the floor. A sickening crunch as bones smash on the rock floor underneath, and the vines again recoil away from it as they start groping around for another puppet in the area. You see them moving towards you, Odie. It is now.
So much vine gropage.
So the humanoid form lifting itself near you, Blood, sort of mindlessly turns. You see its mouth gaping open, a tongue lolling out as its form is being pushed out as this vine moves up and around it. It is going to attempt to grab at you with its claws.
Oh no.
So, 21 to hit.
Yeah.
I can hit you, but I can't hit you. Bloody Theren. I guess it's because your AC is very
High, yeah.
Yeah, mine is arguably too high.
Never too high.
Oh, no, you wouldn't
6
say that.
points of damage as this thing starts
Okay, all right.
scratching at you. You try and fend it off, but your normal combat techniques don't work. It doesn't parry. It will be hit with the blows of the sword and keep going, and it grabs you down the arm as you try and defend yourself. Theren, back to you.
Okay, so I have disadvantage on attack rolls.
Yes, you do. Whilst
Okay.
you're restrained, all this sort of material is around you, and it's keeping you from moving.
Can I wrangle myself out of it?
You can try. Yeah.
Strength?
Strength check for me, please. A strength. Strength check.
Come on.
Oh.
5.
You spend your turn trying to desperately claw your way, but you can't. Every time you pull some off you, ripping the thorns away as it's sort of embedded into your armour.
Ooh.
The twig creatures start grinding at you. You have to bring the shield up, and before you know it, it's re-clawed its way around you. You find yourself stuck, unfortunately. So that's your action.
No, that's it. That's all I can do.
Okay. So, we go back up to the top.
Okay.
Let's see if something. Oh.
Uh-oh.
Moving
I hate it when you
itself
make noises.
out of the wall, the vines sort of moving around it, almost like you've seen what do they call it? The electric orbs you have in science museums.
Oh.
The central bit where the electricity
Yes.
sticks to the side of it.
Yeah.
Almost like that, as it moves, vines springing to the floor and clinging and detaching itself as it moves on into the room, makes its way.
Goodbye. Oh.
here, up to where Blue is, attacking this. And again, you feel this movement of the room as the vines spring up and attempt to grab everybody. So can everybody, except Theren, who is already grabbed, make me a strength saving throw, please. I'll make one for Vincent. No, poor Vincent.
Oh,
Nice.
that was very close. That is for me. Was it saving throw?
Yeah.
Sorry, a strength saving throw. That's an unnatural 20.
20?
Yeah.
9, and Vincent gets 7. So Blue and Vincent begin to get wrapped up in vines and again are restrained. Odie, you see it coming. You manage to sort of leap yourself back, almost cling to the wall behind you as they go around, take the sword slashing at the bottom of a root that's extending. The whole thing flops, and you have a moment of respite as it tries to regrow. You land yourself back down.
Yep.
So that is its go.
Okay.
Blue.
Okay, sorry.
So you are restrained by these vines that are clawing up your legs and around your torso and starting to reach towards your head.
So restrained means I have...
Disadvantage on attack. Creatures have advantage against you. Your speed is 0, and you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
I think I'm going to use a Philip.
Yeah.
So I reach out, get Philip as and lick him. Let me remind myself. Okay, so 1d8, I think. Yep.
I love the idea that Vincent only just sees like, what is that?
That's not great. That is 7.
7. Again, so you
Okay,
see
but
Blue
another thing-
panicking, this toad out again, but again this pulse of light and this musical energy just sort of spirals around him. You see the wounds, the scratch marks all up his arm immediately start fading again as it rears up to attack him a second time. So that's your action.
And I can't move. And that's
Speed
it.
is 0.
That's it.
Okay, no
Next.
bonus action?
Nah.
Right, cool. Now down to Odie. You see everybody becoming restrained in these vines. You can see Theren surrounded. You can see Blue surrounded.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Mess them up.
No, it's not that. Which one of these two looks more injured? Can I tell that at all with my dark vision? Like, I'm literally in the heat of battle.
In the heat of battle, what's your passive perception?
12.
12. What health are you on?
More than half.
More than half, Theren?
Full.
Full. It's
Okay.
difficult to tell. You can see Blue taking hits, but he's healing. It's
Okay.
difficult to tell.
I think what she'd do. Alright, so she's going to drop her swords, get out the longbow, and then shoot at this one next to Theren.
Perfect. So if you can come by maybe 5 foot to the left, you get a nice clear shot
Of course.
through the perfect. So make an attack roll.
Okay. That is a 24.
Nice.
24 hits.
Okay, let's
Easily
roll
hits.
D8. 1d8 plus 3 is 5. Sorry. Math.
5 damage.
This one.
It smacks through the torso of this creature and crumples against the blow. Literally lifted by the impact of this longbow arrow, which is almost longer than it is, smacks against the back wall and just disintegrates into a pile of twigs and wood. So one of them is dead.
Nice.
And then Hunter's Prey
Yeah.
attack the other one.
Within 5 feet. Yeah, you can make a second attack.
That is what's a 16.
15 hits.
Sorry, I was just like, it's a 16. That's
Yeah.
nice.
Archery, it's a good skill.
That's a good one. Oh, that's gonna that's 9.
9 points down. The second one just smashes. You can see Odie just standing there. 3 of the vines with the bow just taking them out around you there. And every time you go to sort of defend, smash. One gets smashed, they smash the second and when. Suddenly you're stood alone with these vines around you.
Yeah.
With Odie, again, already loading herself onto the next shot.
And I'll
Thank you.
and I'll shout to Vinny, said, "Help the Dragonborn!" It's like,
Yeah.
I guess that's literally it.
Perfect.
I can't do anything else.
Okay, so that's Odie, so we go down to, he's dead, he's dead. Vincent, panicking, is going to attempt to break himself free.
I forgot he was taken.
With a natural 20, manages to get himself out, rips himself out of the vines,
Inspired by my
gets his sort of
words.
pocket knife out, sort of flicks out and just starts jabbing it into the knives, leathering them off himself. He stims himself up. Good shot, Odie!
Oh, so
Quick.
sorry. I didn't realise you out. I completely forgot.
No, focus.
Okay.
As he gets himself out, and with his bonus action, he's going to dash. And he's going to, with an acrobatics check,
Come on.
he leaps himself onto the bar to the chest,
Yes.
sort of up and over here.
Very good idea.
staying away from the vines on the floor, and you can see him already getting the bow out and locking onto the bigger creature as he shouts out, "Big one seems to be able to control the others. Take him out!" What?
Smashing? Higher pitch.
Okay. The needle creature, now seeing that Blue is surrounded, is unfortunately going to attack you with advantage. So that is it's a natural 1 and a 17.
That hits.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's 20 to hit. Yeah. The claws reach out towards you, and you take another 7 points of slashing damage as this thing just is ripping into you. The wounds healed up on your arms. This time it goes under and gets your torso and scratches across, ripping the clothes as it relentlessly is towards you. Theren, you'll go.
Okay, I want to try and get myself out of this again.
What, the situation?
You can certainly try.
The situation.
9.
Oh no, unfortunately, you're struggling with your action. You just can't get out of it. It's got you penned.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Fair enough. Okay. So, Divine Blight. No, it doesn't recharge. So, it...
Phew.
What would it do? It can see Blue surrounded, it can see the others. Actually, what you notice is that as Blue is injured, the blood that sort of comes off in sort of occasional attacks hits the vines, and it's writhing around it and growing. And as Blue gets attacked, the vines start to creep up and creep up and creep up around him. It, however, is going to, skulking away to the other person.
Oh.
That is attack. So you do have an attack opportunity if you want it.
Disadvantage?
With disadvantage.
No, that's terrible.
What is it?
4 plus 9.
9. No, it doesn't have. No, just worth checking.
Yeah.
Okay, it makes its way to Theren, and this time again, it just seems to gesture, and the vines around you take on a new ferocity as they start engulfing you.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage. That is only a 10 to hit.
Oh my
this
God!
time you feel it coming, and there's that sort of training in you. As the vines start to surround you, you pull your shield to your chest, and you lock yourself down in your armour, and you can feel it grazing and scraping and that crunching of metal all around your torso, but nothing punches. Your armour holds. With your muscles, you fight it out, and with training, you hold yourself in place.
Imagine I'm just in this corner screaming.
Yeah, totally. You are battle hardened, and this creature is like, it's like one of those proper X-Men style movies where this creature is gesturing the vines and they're crunching you, but you're holding strong. You know, like proper like force on force. Nothing's giving at the moment.
I'm from a Marvel film.
Blue, what would you like to do?
Let's try and... Let's try and break out of this thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
good.
Come on.
strength check.
Disadvantage, advantage?
No, don't.
Okay.
Nice.
Oi!
That's
That
good.
is just straight strength.
Yep.
15.
15.
Yay!
With a grunt, and you manage to sort of just turn your sword, put it in, and out, and the sword breaks the vines through. It rips it out. Just as it starts to stretch, you instinctively slash and slash again, taking out the roots of this thing, and they fall back. You can see the needle creature again. It's sort of thorns starting to spike out of it, but it's going for you. But you are now through.
Nice.
So that's your action. You don't have any movement, unfortunately. So
Yeah, that's me done.
okay, that's you done.
My turns have been so productive.
Odie.
I am
Alright.
going to. I'm guessing I can. Yeah, I've got a good line of sight on the huge, massive.
Yeah, you can see it. Yeah.
Perfect. I will take a longbow attack at it.
Make an attack.
That's a 10.
10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love those bonuses. No, unfortunately, the arrow flicks in. It embeds into the torso of this creature, but just the arrow immediately snaps as the vines going up it, like flowing grass, but much more forceful and intellectually sort of moved. It sort of twists it. The arrow shaft breaks, falls to the floor, and it's sort of its head turns to face you.
Yeah, I'll say, pick on somebody your own size! And just like trying to get it towards me, basically.
Yeah, perfect. Action.
That's it.
Would you like to move anywhere?
No, I'm going to stand my ground.
Stand your ground.
Not
Very
gonna
good.
I'm ready to go.
Okay, Vincent,
Yeah, it's
looking down, he's assessing the situation. He can see Theren. Blue is the one taking the damage, so he's going to, with the bow, take a shot at the needle
Thank you.
creature.
Yeah.
I like Vincent.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Yeah.
So he will hit, and we'll get the sneak attack bonus.
Neck attack.
Finally.
Fucking
Next to
rogue.
blow. Fucking rogues, eh? Oh, 2 1s and 4, though. 6. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. So 9 points of damage. The arrow thumps into the side of this creature's head. You can see twigs, vines, and the literal head of this torso gets snapped apart with the arrow hitting into it. It writhes back, not quite facing the right direction. It's still lunging at you, but still damaged. He sort of looks at it and goes, goodness me! Frightful!
Yes.
Frightful! Pulling another arrow and
You've
taking
almost
it.
got it.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, exactly. And that is his. He's gonna actually behind the barrels. He will attempt to stealth because he is a rogue. He just he lies himself sort of, well, not prone, but goes right down and tries to sort of pull barrels up and give him cover. But you can still clearly see him. With your passive perceptions, even with that, you can still clearly see him.
I'm imagining the Wind Waker, you know, that really dull stealth session where he just walks around with the barrel.
Yeah. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Okay, going down. So the needle blight. So coming around you, it is going to.
No,
Actually,
big guy's gone, I think. It's
weirdly, you're not restrained anymore, and it's Vincent is the one that damaged it. So this time, needles and thorns sort of pulsing through the flesh of this puppeted creature go, and it flings needles everywhere towards Vincent. So that is only that to hit, however, which doesn't hit. No, Vincent just sort of manages to get cover. All the needles just. Goodness me!
Oh gosh, you're okay.
I'm okay.
I'm just imagining using like the top of the barrel for a shield.
They thump into it, yeah.
Oh my god.
So that is its go. Theren, still encompassed by these vines, still restrained. This creature just sort of flexing it against you. What would you like to do?
I'm going to get out of the vines.
Do it. You start pushing back, trying to push back against the thorns.
Oh my god!
No, it just you're locked in. You're
locked in.
You're not giving ground, but you're not gaining any as well. You just hold it, your shield up. It sort of smirks at you as it feels like it's got you in its grip. But as this is all happening, you can see its allies are being felled. All the archers getting right behind you. You're just holding your ground. You
So
know.
I've kind of like got the shield and I just kind of smirk back.
Yeah,
like,
it sort of stares coldly at you. And it is. Let's have a look. It does recharge.
Oh fuck. Okay.
How far away
I like
are
when the
you?
DM speaks out loud, does
No.
horrible things.
It's not going to bother. It's going to go for Theren, the
Good.
easy target.
That's
so
fine.
with advantage,
It's alright.
22 to hit this time.
Hey.
Yeah, that does hit me.
So it does hit you. This time, the vines dig in and one gets under the armour and starts ripping at the side. You take 7 points of bludgeoning damage
Okay.
as it starts ripping through the armour, and this time you feel it bite and you grit your teeth as you hold it, as it starts to tighten its grip on you. Blue,
Hit the thing.
do it.
Come on.
Uh-oh. That's 9.
It's like the sword, you swing and you lop off one of this creature's arms, but it just is still flinging and starts swinging at you again. You don't think you've hit any of the vines that hold it up, unfortunately.
Done.
Action. Done.
my
Nothing
God.
else? Yep, fine. Efficient turns, I like it.
It was all
Odie.
spent on all the spell slots. Okay. Yeah, I'm just now gonna. If I rush past, will this creature get an attack of opportunity on me?
You don't know.
Fuck it, that's fine then. I'll race past straight up to the creature that's got Theren.
Okay, so you can stand within 5 feet of it, and unless you're moving sort of You can kind of get it right. Maybe an athletics check,
Yeah,
just to see
sure,
if you can get
sure.
past the barrels without getting into range of it.
Oh, that was an 18.
Oh yeah,
Athletics,
fine. Yeah, you managed to
Fine.
get around.
Straight
It's a low DC.
Excellent. And then I will get out my two swords, and I said, "You absolute cad! I am talking to you." Goes into it.
We haven't specified this in future battles. Switching weapons is more of a thing, especially getting two swords out takes more time.
Sure.
I'll let you do it this once, but just keep
remind
an eye on
me.
it for next battle.
Yeah, no. So the first one is it's a natural one.
Natural one. No, the sword this time you swing, and the vines shoot from its back and grab around the sword, just about ripping it from your grasp. But you just pull it out, vines shredding everywhere as it falls its way back. Very sort of Spirited Away / Princess Mononoke style, just writhing darkness around it.
Well, then in that case, because I did jump over, I'll just do that one attack then. I won't use my bonus to hit it then.
You sure?
Yeah,
That was very good. Very kind. Yeah, great. Vincent is going to take a second shot at the one by blue. Ooh, I don't know if that's going to hit. It is only a 10 to hit. No, it doesn't, unfortunately. This time, again, he hits the head almost identically where it was, but this time it just gets nothing but corpse and skull as it smashes through the bone. Just stuff flinging out, but it doesn't seem to have affected it at all. He sort of looks down and goes, "Oh, bugger." Okay, hang on there, chap. Pulling another one out.
Keep going.
It is... What would it do? Oh, what would it do? It can see. It's just gonna thing itself at blue. I think. Yeah, you're the one that sort of. You're both attacking it, but you're closer, unfortunately. 17 to hit. Whoop. That is not that good. It's only 4 points of damage this time. Piercing damage as again the claws reap and grab your arm. You see them disappear a few inches in and pull themselves out, blood flowing everywhere as it gets a decent hit on you. So now it is Theren.
Come on.
Right, this time.
It's not going.
Oh my, no, it's a 6.
6. No, you can't get out. It's gripping you. You're this is tough.
Terrible.
This is tough. But now you're just trying to say, but this creature just stood over you, just grabbing the vines and stopping you from escaping. Your action, anything else you want to do?
No.
Get out the new dice.
Creature.
Stop using those dice.
So,
He's one.
I know.
oh, what would it do?
But you've not broken out in like 3 rounds. So.
I know.
What would it do? With everybody now within 15 feet, it is going to attempt to just pulse the vines out again and entrap everybody. So everybody except Theren make a strength saving throw. Vincent, unfortunately, you see on top of the barrels, the vines wrapping around his legs and pinning him to the chest that he stood on. Bugger! Damn it! He's sort of lifting his bow out the way in his arrow, and he sort of doesn't have the arms free to claw himself through. Odie? 7. No, unfortunately, you as well. Being so close, it almost seems to tether yourself to the creature as it starts reaching out towards you. I was about to call you Caleb, then Blue.
Whoa! Campaign.
Different campaign.
12. No,
12.
13.
No, this time you're like, oh, not again! Slash, and you just slash it away. You beat it like snakes trying to grab you, just slicing bits off everywhere, and it doesn't get anywhere near you. Blue, it is your go.
Hit the thing. No, 9.
No, you don't hit. No, it's clawing at you. You're taking damage. You can't get anywhere near it, unfortunately.
Done.
You were so good in that last fight, guys.
Odie,
what's happened?
These vines springing around you. What do you want to do?
What's it with 9s?
I'm not very smart, so I am going to try and make an attack at the creature. I'm guessing if I'm at the creature, I'll just try with 2 swords, but obviously at disadvantage.
With a disadvantage, yeah, but you can try it. You can certainly try.
So that's a 2, so that natural 1. No, it's 13, so the first one doesn't hit.
Unfortunately, no. This is only the sword again. It just gets embedded in the vines. You just can't find a point to enter its writhing sort of carapace around it. It's just shielded from your attacks.
Okay, offhand. That's an 18. And a 19, so 18.
Sweet.
That is a 23 to
That'll do
hit.
with your offhand attack, yep. So
5 slashing damage.
5 slashing damage. You know when I literally had my pencil in my hand and I literally just put it.
With a pencil.
Where did I put it? Where the hell did I put it? I
Well,
just
we
don't understand.
can't help you look.
Oh no!
Do you want to
No,
borrow
no.
this?
No,
Yes,
it's
please.
good,
Thank
it's
you.
good.
Right.
You
So
have to
that's
write damage down for his creatures.
okay.
This is the
So
first
5
time.
damage.
Just roll 3
As
tens
this
in a
time,
row.
this time you hit the same point.
Okay.
Just before it reforms from a first blow, you pass the second sword through it, ripping tendons. A whole chunk of it flies away. Like it's the tension in it was so extreme. It whips, pinging everywhere. But you get a decent blow on it as it starts turning towards you.
Oh shit! that's all I can do.
Vincent is, as he gets wrapped up with his bow in hand, he thinks about trying to escape, but he's like, I do say, blue chap, 3, get the big one. And he takes a shot with disadvantage at the one that's attacking you.
Come on, Vinny.
With disadvantage, still hits.
Oh, okay.
But doesn't get sneak attack because it's at disadvantage. So that's only 4 damage. But that's enough.
Yes!
It's enough. This
There
time
we
it
go.
hits the vine,
There we
smashes
go.
it. You can see the one falling behind you, and suddenly you have a 3 range to the big guy as you're like bleeding from various points, like panting.
Thank you.
Exactly. But you can see Vincent beginning to sort of become encapsulated by these vines on top of his chest. Theren, to you.
I'm going to try and break out again.
Come on. There we go.
Hey.
13.
13. There's a moment where just after 24 seconds of struggling, you close your eyes.
What
and
felt
you have
like a lot longer.
almost like a Dragon Ball style. And you just pull yourself. You get the sword straight through like Blue did, chopping 4 feet of vines in one go. And as it falls away and starts to rip, you just do a sweeping blow and you start hacking in like a blood-fueled vengeance and frustration. Just cutting away, ripping itself through. You see the creature sort of snarling at you as it turns its attention now focused on Odie, who it's trapped within it. And it is its go. Unfortunately, it's now going to try it. Just see if it's going to get it. No, it doesn't recharge. So you will get attacked, unfortunately.
That's fine.
20 to hit. No, 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah, that does hurt.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 7 points of bludgeoning damage as it starts tensing the vines. And unlike Theren, who had the armor and shield to hide behind, you start just getting ripped apart and choked. You feel the air coming out of your lungs as it starts ripping away at you. Blue.
I'm going to run around and try and break the vines off Vinny.
Okay. That's a strength check.
Okay, no.
10. No, wait. Yes, 10.
10. You start ripping away, you can't quite get it, you do the same thing, you try and slice your sword through, and there's a moment you go, oh dear, it's Vince's like, no, as your sword comes near his leg, and you have to pull it away, and between you're trying, but you can't get it through.
Okay. Yep. Done.
Okay.
Efficient turns, people.
Odie, caught up in these vines.
Oh, it is me. Oh, well then, yeah, I'll go for 2 more sword attacks at disadvantage.
Disadvantage,
Yeah.
go for it.
I'll roll 2 more at the same time. So that is 10 for the first one.
Doesn't hit, unfortunately.
Yep. And then, oh no, that's even worse. That's a 7.
No, this time just restricted by the vines that are starting to close your movement of your arms. You're swinging as best you can, but your attention is having to get diverted to trying to stop yourself from being crushed. One of your swords gets caught. You can't make the second hit, and unfortunately you don't get a telling blow.
Really shrill.
I'm coming, Odie! Vincent is, again, he's not even at this point trying to save himself. He's going to take a shot at the big guy at disadvantage. No, he doesn't hit, unfortunately. He was 11. The arrow just thumps into the vines, but just doesn't get a good purchase, and it rips away, and again, doesn't get a telling blow. Could he do that? No, he can't, unfortunately. So, down, back to Theren again.
I'm going to take a swing at the big guy.
Yay!
Knock yourself out.
Come on.
10.
10. No, this time you
I
get it.
actually roll, okay?
You get its attention by slashing vines on its back, but again, similar to Odie, you don't expect the toughness and resistance. There's not only does the blow get dampened by the hit, but it starts immediately trying to suck the sword into the vines of the creature. You have to rip it out before it can steal the blade away from you.
You're going to get real sick of this question soon, I'm sure, but does question mark have any sort of effect on this thing?
Make an Arcana check.
You slash into this horrific creature.
Natural 20.
Why wasn't that?
Where have you been?
Okay. You do see something. You don't know what's caused it. You don't know if it's the creatures. You don't know if it's the combat. You don't know. Well, the natural 20, it's more of a feeling that you have with it. The rage and the desire to best this creature in combat. It's instilled this sort of animalistic fury in you that as you look down the blade, just there's a moment in the light that you catch it, the leaves etched into the blade all the way down are waving in the wind like a howling gale is blustering by them, just breezing. You can see the bear, its eyes lit up in green. The emerald at some point almost seems to blink as you swing with the next blow, but there's nothing else. It's just you see this, and when you just kind of look again, it's like you almost don't know if you've seen it as the combat encapsulates you again.
We're going to put a pin in that.
Good.
That's me.
That's
Like,
you.
You get distracted at the end.
Okay. You don't get a hit, but you get some plot. Really?
Who's the
What's
real winner?
better?
What's the real hit?
The vine creature, unfortunately, facing Odie, is going to attempt to. Let's just see if its attack comes out. It comes back, right? Strength saving phase, but not from blue. Actually, you are now. You're more than 15
And I'm
feet
guessing
away.
I don't have to do it either.
And Vincent's caught, so it's just Theren.
Oh.
7.
You
I'm
get
back.
caught up again. See what happens.
I'm just going to go
Wraps you up.
home if that's alright.
No.
We're going to finish this. We're going to finish this. Right,
We're
blue.
almost there.
Vinny.
Strength check.
Hey, that's
Oh,
Whipped him out. Yeah, it just this time you managed to slash away. Instead of trying to rip at it, you start hacking at the roots of this thing, and the vines grabbing Vincent start dying to your sight and writhing away at the impact as you start hacking at the roots of this thing. And before you know it, Vincent is 3, and sort of looks down. I say, good shot, my chap. Right, let's get this bugger. Sort of takes the next shot.
Get him there.
So do you want to move anywhere?
No.
No.
It's good cover here. Actually, I'll just move here.
Okay.
Then I'm kind of within better range.
But that puts you within range.
Perfect.
I will stay where I am.
Odie.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing again. So,
You can
sword
certainly
test.
try.
I am going to fucking hit it. No, I'm not.
No.
That's a natural 1 on the
Natural
first
one.
attack. And on
And with your offhand.
That's also
For
a natural
one.
Now,
So
you
the
can
same
see by
dice.
this point now, Odie, with 2 natural ones in a row, just the plot,
Yeah.
Odie is now almost entirely encapsulated and you now can't attack. You
Yeah,
are
fine.
completely stuck by this thing as it just is now crunching her. And you can see, as the damage is hitting, the vines grow stronger and this creature almost seems to be drawing life from her. Down to Vincent, who just, I dare say, get off Odie, you bugger! And he takes the shot. That's off the table. Natural 1. The fury hits the side of the cavern. It's just arse. Gets the second shot ready. Theren.
I did say character 3 by episode 10.
I'm just going to try and hit it.
With disadvantage, but
Yeah.
go for a hit.
No.
Jesus Christ.
Have you changed dice?
I have changed dice. It's still not working for me.
Oh dear. It's going to go for Odie again.
Go for it.
Oh my word. It hits.
Yep.
This time 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
Bludgeoning damage as it just is really restricting Odie now. She can't get out. You can hear this
Jeez.
noise. Vincent, at this point, dropping the bow, pulling out a dagger,
There we go.
runs in.
There we go.
and actually manages to pull out a second dagger and just starts slashing at him wildly. So the first attack does hit. So it does hit this time. So it's a d4.
Throwing up the camera. Oh man.
4, 5, that is 8 points of damage. This time is Vincent. He sees the way the vines have gripped around Odie and almost goes for like the central pillar that's sort of locking into the main mechanism of holding her and just jabs it in, rips away with the dagger, and you can see this thing recoil at the impact. It's a solid connection. He goes for an offhand attack. At this point, reckless. That hits. For 4 points of damage, it all adds up.
Nice.
Yeah, perfect. And he's just hacking away with his daggers like wildly. Odie! Odie! Theren, you'll go.
I'm just going to try and hit it again.
Come on, go for it.
I
These are impossible to read.
13.
13 hits.
Oh!
Yay.
There we go. Come on.
9.
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Is exactly what you needed.
Oh my god!
Yes!
This time, the frustration of being caught, you don't even bother to rescue yourself. You kind of take your sword and you slash it down, ripping all the vines, and you keep the blow going, ripping yourself through and slashing at the base tendon of this creature. As it happens, it starts recoiling away. You start slashing, Vincent's blows start coming in, and the damage piles on. Odie threes herself and just starts slashing as well. And before you know it, it's like grass cuttings on the floor. It's this thing writhing and wilting, the vines retreating and crumbling into ash.
Can I add a thing for flavour?
You can, yes.
As it's crumbling for ash, I just want to like hold my shield with both hands and just keep pummeling it because I'm so angry.
You can see
I've
the
been
vines.
stuck for so long.
The first couple of times the vines grab round your shield and grab it, and then you bam it away, and it comes again, bam it. And the second, it doesn't really just bam, and it just, you can see the thing dying in front of you. As
Like at a certain point, I just want to be smashing rock.
as it collapses away.
And your
Great.
shield breaks.
You're out of initiative.
That went well.
Twigs and whatnot.
Understatement of the year.
Blue just collapses on his back.
Vincent just immediately rushes over to Odie. Odie, are you okay?
My god, what a story!
It was all over you! My goodness me! You fought so bravely! Oh my goodness!
Fine.
Oh here! And he starts like trying to sort of pad down, starts trying to help you with your wounds.
It's okay. I think just a good long rest would do us all.
Oh my goodness!
I'm inclined to agree.
No, I don't think that's necessary. Let's keep going.
I think everyone needs to. Let's have a rest. There's something I need to discuss with you all while we are.
Okay, great.
Okay. Vincent sort of like is sort of doting over Odie at this point. He goes, but sorry, chaps, hunker down for the night. Is that what you're saying? Or just a spot of rest? Because I don't know. He sort of looks around in the cave. Do you think this is a good place to stay? What if they come back? What if these creatures regrow? And he's genuinely a bit flustered here. But this bloody vine. What if it grows back when we're sleeping and chokes us? Imagine trying to deal with that on your back.
How is everyone looking?
I mean, I'm fine, but look at Odie.
Pretty shit.
You think that Vincent still has not taken a single hit?
Right.
Bloody rogues.
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine.
Blue, you look like you've lost quite a lot of blood.
No, I'm not, you big shiny man.
I'm over here, you're looking at something else.
No, I'm not, you big shiny man.
All right,
I'm
all right.
fine.
Alright,
We keep going.
maybe we should just sit for half an hour. Alright?
Should we do it here or should we go out?
Why don't we
do
go
we
to
know-
the mouth of the cave?
I think that's a good idea.
Do we know what the time is, kind of roughly?
When you went into the cave, it was late afternoon, probably 5 o'clock or so. It's getting late-ish. The sun is still up. You reckon you have another hour or two of sunlight, maybe 3, but it's...
My worry is more the time constraint of the mission.
Yeah. This is second
Short
day,
rest.
isn't it? Second of
So
four.
you know that the ship will be ready to go the evening of tomorrow, and it will go in 2 days tomorrow. Sorry, in the evening of 2 days.
Yeah.
So this.
So if we spend the night...
To put some actual dates on this, it is currently the 25th of summer, and the boat leaves on the 27th of summer.
Okay, so if we spend the night, we come back at this early in the morning, there's a chance that the vines will come back. Should be doing this in character. Right, so there is a chance that these vines might return. We don't know what it... I doubt... Are they receding at all?
They look dead. You make a nature check for me, actually.
Why don't we just set fire to it?
Oh,
That
well,
actually
why
is a
were
very
you
good
fucking
idea.
when I needed you?
That's not a bad idea.
I mean, I've got my torch.
Light it up, my friend. Light it up.
Time.
Oh, but I say, what about this wagon? Okay, so
Let's get
18.
the stuff out first.
With an 18, you think it's dead. You start tracking it back. The vines around the door is where this big creature. You reckon probably the large creature in some way was symbiotically connected to this, whatever this creation was. Now that's dead. You look around the vines, it all looks dead. Even the base roots where they go into the floor and round into the sort of cracks of the rock where they seem to have been drawing water, they all looks dead. You think if it would regrow, it would take a long time.
I don't think we need to set anything on fire, plus if there's smoke going through that cave, we have to go in here. It could be a mistake. These things, I'm certain, are gone.
Well, he's very smart, so I trust him.
I think what we should do, we should rest maybe for about half an hour. Then we should proceed with another close call like that. And let's give it the night. Do we all agree?
I mean, sorry. Well, we can always... Sorry, it makes no difference at all. We can use some of these boxes, I guess, to block up the entrances and sort of hold ourselves in here. I didn't see any tracks of the creature, the thing we fought before, anything like this coming in here. So it hasn't been here at least in the last day or so. So we could reasonably... You're right, sir.
Also, can't you half-elves, do 4 hours?
Nope, we have this discussion every week.
Yeah, but then the other 4 hours, you're like...
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No,
Nope.
that's the...
No, but...
The other, that's the actual elves.
I do think that is elves.
That is actual elves.
You mean you're not elves?
Well, we're more...
That's a different character that said that you were racist for that. So that sounded terribly racist.
No.
And I think we should have this argument right now.
I'm afraid, good sir, they're as much elves as you are gnome.
I've never met a proper elf.
Oh,
Not that you guys are proper elves.
they're quite... I mean, they're perfectly lovely people. A bit flighty.
Oh yes,
Really?
definitely. There's a couple at the guild.
Oh,
Right.
think they know it all.
Cornelius. for
Right.
example.
Well, I would hesitate to agree with good old Theren here. Why don't we obtain what we can, remove it, maybe at least to the entrance, and have a rest.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah,
Then that's what we'll do.
smashing.
Perfect. Right. So things can be moved. You can easily put things like ropes and the tools into your bags. You were kind of in the process of doing that before the battle. The wagon is broken. Short of lifting it out, which would be very heavy. You think that if you could reattach a wheel, it could be at least pulled out. But you would have to fix it.
Is there a wheel or anything nearby?
There is a wheel nearby. Yeah, it also appears to be slightly damaged, but close enough.
Blue, you seem to have some knowledge of fixing things. I saw you on the Athena. You were very helpful. And do you think you could fix this wheel to this wagon?
I can have a crack at it. I'm more metal, but yeah.
Tell me, I will help you. Tell me exactly what you need me to do and I'll do it.
Hold this.
All right? I'm going to assist him.
Okay, right. Well, first of all, I'd like you to make just a straight intelligence check for me.
Oh, who, sorry.
Theren.
The cart comes alive and kills us.
Theren
7.
is not, unfortunately, much use
Okay.
in this. You
Sorry.
do attempt to help, but because you are not proficient in this,
Yeah.
you have to beat a certain check to be able to help. So, Blue, just a straight... You don't have carpenter's tools, you're not... Okay, so just a straight intelligence check.
Ooh. I mean, I have carpenter's tools in my bag.
Do
Wait,
you?
is he proficient? Oh wait, the thing we picked
Well, no,
up.
but we picked them up.
No, but it's like a proper set. This is
Oh,
like...
right.
This
These are
could be
hodgepodge,
used, and
mismatchy
sorted.
ones,
Sure.
yeah.
But no, you can use the tools, so it's an intelligence check.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm more of a middleman, but okay. That's 2.
Within about 3 minutes, you get the distinct impression that Blue's idea of fixing the wheel is to sort of pick it up and sort of go.
Stop.
I'm imagining a child trying to put the circle through the triangle slot on the child's toy.
It's a good
Exactly.
effort.
Yeah, stop. Look, maybe we could just try and. So wait. So in order to push it out, we need to have a wheel attached. Is that what
If
we're
you
saying?
wanted to pull it out, otherwise you're lifting it out.
Yeah. Maybe we should.
Because
try
of the
and-
way the rocks are juttering on the ground, it really would get caught in things. You'd have to physically, put like a pagoda, sort of lift it.
Should we do the cart later? Because I'm quite tired. Can we just block shit and then go to sleep or rest or
in
whatever?
at the entrance to the cave.
Yeah, your idea.
I don't think that was my idea.
No,
And I do
Vincent's
say,
idea.
I wonder if we could
Or
detain
Theren's
help. We've already met those tabaxi lot, the cat people, right? We return with the heads of the lizard folk. That seems to be some sort of agreement to get them on side. We could return and they could help, surely. Or you say you met some ogres. Befriend them in a similar fashion, they could lift the thing pretty easily.
I don't know if ogres can get. I'm guessing. I think
It's about 25 feet tall, yeah.
We've not met ogres, so that's not going to
Well, they have spoken previously.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
in the
but-
time it would take us to get to the tabaxi and back here, assuming that they did just agree.
No, I can easily lead us there. I know the way quite well.
Yeah, she's a deft hand with orientation.
Very good at orientation.
Okay. Do you think before nightfall we can get there, back, get the stuff to actually help us to bring it back?
I have to sort of, and it's very much your choice. But Theren did mention whatever's in this cave. Should we not deal with that? What? I don't know. What's more pressing?
My concern is the time now. If we can finish what's in this cave, then all we need to do is return to that island, and it's done. And that's an extra person to help.
You get to play it. Sorry. No. Yeah.
Sorry?
Short rest, quick short rest, then we...
I think that's right.
Well, yeah, I guess then maybe what we do? Short rest, go see what else is at the back of the cave, find out, go back, and if we need, go get the tabaxi.
Agreed.
Good. If it looks
Smash
too
it.
scary,
Get
run
the
like
cats.
hell.
Yes.
Right, do this outside the cave. Some fresh air might do us some
I
good.
could do some fresh air.
Yes.
All
I
right.
need to see the sun.
Right. Okay.
Let's
I can keep
do
watch.
that.
I'm feeling fairly fresh still. I'll keep watch.
You look fresh.
So the party makes its way.
God, that was loud.
Sorry.
You woke up my weatherboard.
And, it's funny editing this back. The peaks you watch out for is Fiona hitting the table and Fiona screeching, and the two because you're kind of near this as well.
Yeah, you see it.
So the party makes its way outside of the cave. By the time you get out, after a little bit of confrontation, it's probably about 5:15. It's beginning as you take an hour shift. So Vincent is going to make a perception check for everybody. Boop. Gets 19. So he's sort of doing a pretty good while he climbs back on top of a rock of the failed ambush from previously and keeps watch while the rest of you heal.
Get easy.
An hour passes, the sun begins to set slowly. It's probably maybe half an hour before sunset. And we're going to take a quick break there while these guys have a short rest, set up the next bit and everything like that. So, see you in a second. Oh.
Bye.
Okay, so the party well rested after a short rest and actually doing all right between the beautiful sound of blue silence and some rations. You watch the sun begin to set. You feel the strength return. Vincent, chirpy as ever, bloody rogues not being hit at all. Seems to be fine. How's everybody doing? And just in terms of hit dice, so Vincent's still got all his health and hit dice because he's jammy. But how is everyone else
One
looking?
hit dice left, but I'm on full health.
Okay, it's not bad.
Alright, use them all up and on full health.
Perfect.
Use them all up and I'm more than half.
Oh no! Oh
Are you
dear.
sure you don't want
Blue.
to take a long rest?
No.
Do I?
As the sun begins to set, Vincent sort of looks around. I haven't seen anything, chaps. I think we're good to go.
Before we go back in, I need to ask all of you something. Has anyone heard anything about living weapons?
Living weapons?
Yes, like I take out the sword during the fight. When I was attacking the big one, this weapon, this pattern, these leaves, it began to move, to shift almost, and the bear claws changed. They seemed to almost go fiercer, and the emeralds. And bear with me now.
Bear with you.
Because
I like your stuff, Blue. That's a great joke.
I'm aware how mad I potentially already sounded.
No, it's fine.
The emerald blinked.
Blinked?
What, like a cheeky...
Like an eye would blink.
My goodness. At this point, Vincent is now scribbling things down. This is fantastic.
Maybe it's best if this doesn't.
No, but you say so. So the sword, it seems to animate itself. What, in the sense that it was lifting itself, or but because I've heard tales of.
Have you?
Well, let's see what he has had. So we do that.
Get that
He's
roll
heard a lot of
first.
tales. If
I
there's one
have
thing,
also,
Vincent,
has he?
you can tell a story.
Oh.
No, somebody years ago, back into the guild, brought in a sword that seems to sort of dance to itself. It literally levitated and would slash at anything that came near it. I don't know if you were there at the time,
I
but
missed that one.
no,
yes.
but and then stories of cursed weapons and I don't know. What would you think?
Would you permit me to test a theory?
Where are you going with this, Joe?
I hold the blade out for Vincent first,
Yeah.
hilt toward him. It's like, take a hold of that. With your knowledge, how well balanced would you say this is?
He grabs the weapon, and there's a second where just as it sort of goes into his way, he goes, "Oh, goodness me! Oh my!"
Maybe that fight we had, I think that took quite a toll on you after all.
Thank you very much. This is as heavy as a club. You try.
Okay. Oh gosh!
And as you do, it's not that you can't hold it, but it's just incredibly unwieldy. It feels more like an axe would, like something with a big, heavy end to it, rather than.
It's such a brutish weapon, really. Yeah. No.
No, that's very odd. And you
Can I
say.
look?
Also unwieldy.
Can I have a look at the metal and see if it rings any memories?
You can. Let's try a history check.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Come
history
on,
is terrible.
I saw
Not
that.
my
I'll
metal smiths.
I'll give you advantage because of your metallurgy background.
Okay. 16.
16. You don't recognise it per se, but it's not. You don't think it's a common metal. It's not steel. It doesn't look like a sort of nickel or anything else that would be sort of welded into jewellery. But other than that, silver, platinum, some other metal, it feels expensive. Especially with the way that it's being, the care in the engraving and the gem inset into the hilt.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a common weapon. It would be worth a small fortune, from what you've said.
Can I compare it to my... I hand it back, get out my hurdy-gurdy,
Yeah. No.
No.
undo the top, and very delicately take out the wheel and compare the metal of my wheel to the metal of the sword.
What is the metal of your wheel made of?
That was the sky iron.
Sky iron. No. It doesn't have the same... It's certainly heavier than that. That weapon feels heavy. And nothing like the sort of light finesse metal that you're used to. It doesn't have that temperance, you don't think?
Okay.
So every single one of you thinks that this is heavy and unwieldy.
Yep.
Wow, describe. Your expression tells me otherwise. What? I mean, I've seen you quite capably using it, although admittedly it did look like you were wielding it like an axe fighting those vines. Are you sure it's not?
I sort of hold the blade out and look down it to see kind of like how straight it is, how fine it
Perfect.
is.
It's a well-wrought weapon.
This is the finest sword I've ever seen. This is...
Theren, and I sort of go up to him and say, look, we've all had a very, very long day.
I'm not...
No, let me finish. You I didn't want to mention it in front of the boys, but you did struggle to get out of the those vines for a long time during the fight. So I think, if you're seeing things, I believe you. But I feel we need a longer rest, and maybe you're just a bit tired.
I must say, and I just in terms of the weapon, if I could guess from my experience, the finery and the way that it's been crafted, are you sure it is? I mean, it is a beautiful weapon and it is expensive, but are you sure it's not an ornamental weapon, something designed to display rather than to use?
Oh no. It was given to him to use, to inflict damage.
I mean, you did say it was Faye make.
Yes,
didn't
no,
you? So-
it's
Faye
beautiful.
gave it to me under
Well,
the condition that I would
couldn't,
use it.
I couldn't tell you it was Faye made, but it certainly it matches the descriptions of artifacts that you would expect to see of that nature.
Okay.
It has that elven sort of look. No,
No, sorry.
I couldn't definitively say. It's a hunch more than anything, but
I believe you,
Well, thank you.
and I'm going to keep an eye on it.
there's one thing
Did you
I've
just-
I tried to blink, but I blunked with both eyes.
If there's one thing that my experience with the guild has taught me, complicated magical items tend to take a little time to get used to before you understand their full uses. Sit on it, sleep on it, maybe perhaps.
Don't sit on it.
No,
That's
that would be
a very
terrible.
bad
That's
idea.
a good point, Odie.
I made that mistake.
Oh, I bet you have, good sir.
So it is.
Seems like the sort.
No comment.
Do you want to see the scars?
Let's
Thank
move
you.
on from this.
Thank you for your help.
Anytime.
Shall we proceed?
Yeah.
That's a
What-
capital idea.
Onwards.
Yes, let's go. Sweet spot.
Okay.
Okay.
Any similar marching order to before?
I'll take the front again.
Yep.
At the
Do you want to
back
go in the back?
this time.
I'll go in front of blue. So.
Okay. Let's set up the next map.
No.
Making your way deeper into the tunnel, the wooden barricade that sort of prevented you from going any further, now there is no threat in the area. It is very easily lifted between you. You hatch it, and there's a click as it sort of falls in at the top and stops itself from falling, so you can make your way in. Now, Theren taking the lead. Blue, you probably need a second torch. Now, the first one being sort of dispensed, so just make sure you're marking these sort of things off. And actually, ammo
Yes, sorry, yeah.
will be
Okay.
doing that. So
Yep.
arrows
Okay.
shots
Alright,
in
we'll
the
keep them right
cave are not reusable because they
That's
would
fine, yeah,
smack
so
into
it's
our to the walls and everything. So
I think I borrowed my
I
last
want to
one.
say Vincent probably used, should we say 5, 6?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'll be down to 9.
Did you
yeah.
use a torch going in, or did I give you one for that?
You
as
gave
well?
him one. first
Okay,
time
right.
round.
So I have 8
Yeah.
now.
So
Cool.
making your way into the cave, Theren, you are taking the lead. I would like you to make a perception check for me, please.
Natural 20.
Oh!
That's okay. Actually, about where you are, the tunnel sort of goes about 150 feet beyond where you are, deeper and deeper and deeper into the rock. You can see just the jagged rock amongst you. The first thing that takes your attention is a light. Just sort of coming round the corner, round the rocks, a sort of pulsing, flickering light, drawing you further in. You would hazard a guess with a natural 20, fire of some kind. And a humming, a sort of sort of like just muttering to oneself ahead.
Okay. I bring the group to a stop.
Yeah.
And
I say, what's the hold up?
there is
Stage
someone.
whispers of fire.
There is someone in there
Uh-huh.
muttering. They're making a noise.
Oh dear.
Now, I imagine you are particularly stealthy, shall we say?
Well, I mean, I could give it a good go, yes.
Can you take a look and see what it is?
You are awfully good at that, Vinny.
Now-
I fell on my face last time I started.
There's
That's true.
There's a light flickering in there, so I think you will be fine in
Okay.
terms of seeing.
Okay,
All right?
well, wish me luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Into the breach, and he will attempt to stealth forward.
Badly.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Maybe you got 17. 17 is not bad. Not
Alright.
bad at all. It's very average for him, actually. Now,
Rogues.
Okay.
17 is average.
He just melts into the darkness.
Yeah. He disappears off and just very carefully placing his feet makes his way, avoiding rocks crumbling or falling, avoiding splashing puzzles, and makes his way into the cave. He disappears for maybe a minute or two and then sort of creeps back. He sort of makes his way back to you and goes, okay, right, there's another cavern through there. I would estimate probably about 150 feet big, maybe about 35, 40 feet wide. There are barrels, there are tables, there's a fire pit, body parts, and disgusting, and more of those vines everywhere. And a woman, a disgusting, another one of those hags, I would say, cooking over the pit. She seems to be sort of slowly, but I did see one hand.
She has one hand.
One hand, yes. She's cooking a pot, stirring something in it, very intently. Chopped off at the wrist.
We had her other hand.
This might be the woman the Bear King wants us to kill.
Could be. Could you see any necklace?
I'm
I
afraid
probably
not.
should have asked you
Good
to look
sir,
for
no.
her.
I would say probably I managed to get to the entrance of the room and looking at the map. She's probably about 55, 60 feet away. I couldn't quite get close enough. I didn't want to go into the cave. You must understand. I just keep it aside, see what I see.
You did a good
No,
job.
well done.
She didn't-
Well
I
done.
don't think she saw me.
Right.
Badass.
Then it strikes me that our best option is to get as close as we can before she finds out. Now, I'm wearing chainmail, so I'm not going to be the best here.
Well, I mean, who can stealth? I give it a good go. Without being too blunt, neither of you give the impression of
No, it's
stealthy critters.
it's absolutely fine. What I was thinking is perhaps how the entrance
Yes.
to this larger chamber. How wide is it?
Oh, I'd say about 5 feet.
Right. Okay.
It's
Then
almost like I can picture it. And it's
Such a visual.
can the two of you sneak into position and fire at her before she knows we're here?
It does turn out I am pretty stealthy. I didn't realise that before.
Oh, yes.
I'll have you know, I was regional hide and seek champion for 3 years.
In fact, he was hid for so long they ended the competition.
Yeah.
They thought he was dead.
No, they just
My
didn't
goodness.
bother to come find me.
I'd come find you.
Vincent-
Oh, thank you.
Vincent looks at you. He's going to try and...
Yeah, well, I'm making an inside check.
He's going to make an inside check on you. He gets 6.
And
My goodness, that sounds impressive. That's fantastic.
18.
Are you telling the truth?
+2.
Yeah, so I got 18 on my insight. Are you telling the truth?
+2 stealth.
But were you regional high?
Let's say
Stealth thing.
I'm joking, but yes, let's say yes.
Yes, no, he's telling the truth, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
Oh.
Played hide and seek, and everybody went away, and no one found me.
That's so sad.
Oh no, I'm sad.
That sounds rather stealthy to me.
Yes.
Right, well,
Okay.
should we attempt to come... I mean, are you going to try and stealth, or do you want to hang back and just spring in at the first sign of danger?
I think perhaps I'm best staying out of sight round the corner, and once you've fired your opening salvo, I will charge in.
Okay. So, what I'm going to say then is you're the noise-sensitive person in the sense that you're staying back. Place yourself on the corridor where you would like to get to before you wait for the others to stealth into the room. How close would you like to get? You don't have to go forward at all, you can wait there.
I think Theron's gonna just sort of pull himself to the side and wait for everyone to pass him first.
Fine. Perfect. So,
Wait. No, because if they fuck up, okay, what is he gonna do? He's gonna know that if they fuck up, he's got to be there quickly, but he's not gonna want to get too close. Nah.
okay.
Peeking.
Perfect. Just out of interest, make me a stealth check. With disadvantage, with your armor.
Oh, God.
Can I?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Please use different dice.
That would be a 4.
A 4.
Straight 4.
Oh yeah, I have no dexterity. I mean, I have some dexterity. I have peasant dexterity. Isn't 10's like peasant skill?
A commoner. That's what you are.
That's the one. Commoner dexterity.
So what I would need
Sorry.
from the rest of you is a stealth check. So Vincent will make another one. 26. He is.
Oh my god!
Vincent
He
just
is
vanishes.
super stealthy.
His
Yeah.
own team.
He
doesn't
disappears
need-
off first. Odie,
Oh no, that's not as good. That's a 12.
12.
11.
11. So just
That guy. Out of the way.
okay. So what was it? 26, 12, 11, 4.
I wouldn't be going.
But you
quite
are a
as
long
far.
way away, so you don't know if she's heard you.
Definitely.
Party makes its way in. So there, do you want to move Vincent in? Vincent will come in and he will sort of hide behind the table to the right, sort of come into sort of that direction. Odie, you sort of make your way in and you can kind of, where would you like to try and hide?
So, sorry, it's just so I know. So the table here, these are just pools. Is that a pool as well? And
So
things like
now that
Sorry.
you sort of make your way into the room, you get
I'm
a
not as
fleeting look.
visual as
You get a
Vincent.
fleeting look at the room as you disappear sort of into cover. There's a few things that strike you. All down the left-hand side of the room are vines growing from the walls again onto the floor in a similar way to before.
Not
This
that.
time, however, the difference is there is a table to the right of you covered in butchered meat.
Oh, God.
Various forms of limbs, organs, intestines, various bits, and a huge pile of just body parts decaying in a disgusting, maggoty mess in a pile to the right of it. Big pools of water litter the room, and towards the back you can see bookshelves, tables, many books, chests, sort of at a raised bit towards the back, even bedding area up there. A table with 3 chairs, a fire pit with 3 chairs, and a lady just stirring a big pot with one hand. Not 2 hands, 1 hand. Again, that horrible long white hair, the crooked nose, that green skin, the long claws that stir around. Yes, it goes in. It will poison them all.
Oh my god.
She sort of cackles to herself.
Creepy.
So where would you like to go?
And there's no one else I can see in this room at all other than the
You can make me a perception check.
Nope. That is an 8.
No, you don't see.
Okay. So is this just a big pile of body parts?
Yes,
Can I make it behind the big pile of body parts?
you can certainly try. Make your way to there. So make your way to the back.
Sorry, Vinny.
Perfect. And Blue.
I will make my way to here. And can I
Yeah.
see where the fire is?
Yeah, you can see where the fire is. So there's a cauldron boiling away in the middle of the room where the blue ring is, but towards the back is a fire over with a pit, sort of one of those standing frames over it, rotisserie style cooking, although empty at the moment. And again, the hag stood, and actually we'll use this fantastic orc. I just got this up.
no.
Stood by the cauldron itself with the fire sort of
Oh,
rolling
God.
into the blue thing.
Oh, this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's much closer than I thought it was. Okay, cool.
So they're getting it. So the 3 of you move in, and Blue, you kick a rock as you're coming in, but you're sort of far enough away that you're not so sure if she's noticed it. She sort of, the eyes do flick up, but she doesn't look directly at you. She then sort of looks towards where Odie is.
Yep.
And then catches you, Blue, and sort of chuckles to herself. Well, it's not often people journey into our den. What can I do for you all? Come out, come out.
I step out and I want to walk forward, putting myself between her and Blue.
Okay, yeah, you do that. So you make your way in. She sort of watches you come out. Again, now the numbers, there's sort of 3 of you there. She does seem to have clocked where Blue is, but isn't really paying you much attention at the moment. She sort of looks up and around at you and, what are you all doing here?
What is this place?
It's my home. You are intruding.
I'm very sorry, there wasn't any sort of sign outside.
Make me a perception check.
Turns out.
And a deception check.
Perception is 10.
Yep.
Well, deception is 12.
Okay.
Hey, put
So
the sign
deception
up
is
there
12.
last
She
week.
kind of looks at you. Well, a likely story. What are you here for? You can see her she's sort of hunched over and her claws gripped round the sort of paddle, scratching into the wood as she eyes you up. There is a moment where there's like a cough from behind the table when Vincent is sort of there and he sort of catches your attention and he's like and you look back at the hag and you see around her neck, just in the folds of her clothing, a silver flash of something around her neck.
Okay, I want to sort of like walk slowly toward her.
Yeah. You get about 5 feet and she's sort of turning, not stop where you are.
Sorry.
No closer. What are you doing here?
I'm-
This is sacred territory.
I mean you no harm. We're stuck here. There's a problem. Our ship has crashed. We need some sort of help.
Help? Stuck, you say? How did you get in here?
We
This
will.
place is guarded.
Not very.
Are you sure? We came through and it looked like a gate had been opened and these vines were all almost like they'd been drained of life.
Maybe a deception check with
That is
disadvantage.
really bad. That's really bad.
Because she probably knows this to be false, but we'll see if you can pull it off.
Fuck me. It would have been alright. Deception, 8. Sorry for bothering
She sort
you.
of... Do not try and deceive me. I know fully well.
How far away am I?
Funny, Vivian. And she kind of like reaches in... You're about 10
10 foot.
feet away. She kind of reaches into her robe and sort of just pulls out a sort of spear that's sort of sticking. Disgustingly rotted thing, and sort of pulls it towards you, and you realise that it is an eye, separated and sort of
Oh,
hollow, with the
Jesus.
muscles still around it. And as it sort of she holds it, it attaches itself to her hand, and she kind of holds it up and looks at you and goes, "Mother, look what we've got here," and scans the room, and there's a sort of shimmering in the water and in the cauldron, and there's sort of a steam as the fire builds up, and almost like a sort of steaming image of another woman, but this time bigger and even more horrible and twisted. The details are, but it doesn't look real. It looks like some sort of just illusion of steam, and she sort of stares at you. Intruders. They interfere with our plans. They killed our sister.
I'm just going to run and stab her.
Okay, right, I will call initiative here.
Oh,
It's initiatives that have...
you.
So, initiative. Everybody roll initiative.
Okay,
Please.
advantage. I forgot that last time. I will buy you new dice. I swear to God.
What's a birthday present?
17. Birthday present.
My mum.
Okay,
Not
so,
wrong,
can I have... Odie.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Blue.
14.
14. And Theren.
4.
4.
Hey, it's not
I'm
a
running
1.
straight in to stab him, but before I
I
do,
run
Okay.
straight in.
Odie,
Eventually.
you're the first to react.
Yeah.
You see Theren start to charge towards this creature.
Slowly.
I
heavy
would
stuff.
like to shoot my longbow at the hag.
At the hag. Go for it with
And
advantage because she hasn't moved.
Moved yet? Yep.
Can we have a figurine for Steamy Hag?
Yeah. We need a steamy hag sort of figure.
We've got the zombie one there. But
You got
Would you like
something?
me to use a clear die?
No.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. No, that's good. It's kind of steamy.
We'll never see. Where is she? She dropped.
Where?
In the cauldron.
Okay, so longbow attack with advantage, because she's not moved yet. Ooh, thank God, that's a 19,
Nice.
26.
20 hits, 26 hits.
26,
Yeah.
Okay, so 1d8. So that is 9 slashing damage. Piercing damage.
9 piercing damage. The arrow just finds its mark, immediately punctures her in the chest. Ah! She screams, sort of pulls it out, just sort of with a finger and sort of flicks it, the stub sort of flinching away. You can see she clearly has one hand. That's your action.
Quick question then.
Yes.
This is going to sound so stupid. So, this, whatever's in the steam,
Yeah.
would it be something I could use Hunter's Prey on? Is it a creature? Is it like a target, or is it just an image? You know what I mean?
You can make with your
Sorry,
passive
yeah,
perception. You
12.
don't know.
Cool.
You don't know. You can't tell if it's real or not.
I'm very stupid. I'm going to try and shoot it anyway with Hunter's Prey.
Oh yeah, go for it.
That's what I
Take a shot.
Cool. And it's not gone yet. Again, I don't know.
No, with advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, it sounds really stupid. That's
19,
19, so it's a 26 to hit.
26. Roll for damage.
It's 8
8.
piercing damage.
The arrow fizzes straight through the steam and just travels through the other side.
Sweet.
The steam sort of boiling round
Good
it.
to know.
As it just sort of floats there.
Perfect.
Doesn't appear to have done anything.
That is absolutely fine. I wanted to double check. And I
You
was-
feel though if it would have hit it, it should have
would've
done.
been
Yeah,
a
it would have done.
Amazing shot.
It would have been a great shot. So that's your action.
Action. Do I stay where I am? Yep, I'll stay behind the pile of body parts.
Okay.
Nice.
As you stay near the body parts, the smell
Motherfucker.
begins to become
Yep.
disgusting. Make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh dear.
Oh.
That's a natural 2 plus
You-
1, so 3.
Begin to get the sense that you want to be anywhere near, just away from this.
Fair enough.
You are considered, just for this turn, frightened of this pile, so you must move away from it.
Right into this pile. Fine.
The stench is just disgusting, and it makes your hairs just.
on the back of my neck. Just
Yeah.
go, okay, I will go. So, is this just the pile here, or is it the pile on the table near Vinny then, as well? So I would normally try and duck behind. You know what I mean?
The table as well. It's all just when you're looking. It's all chopped meat and blood
Well,
and
that's
entrails.
unfortunate. I'll go
and-
straight in front of the table, then, so I can move 30
Yeah.
feet. So I'll go up next to Theren.
Okay, you have to keep going
Keep
as far
going.
as you can.
That's as far as 30 feet, isn't it?
30.
Oh wait, hang on.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot. Goodbye.
Okay,
Oh,
back
there,
to that.
back to
Fine.
Sorry.
Perfect.
I'm
Eddie, Blue, you're next to react.
Like with the previous hand, can I see if this one's wearing metal?
That would be in the, just with the, what's your passive perception?
11.
11. It's difficult to see. You'd have to try and make a perception check if you wanted to try and spot something. You can't see anything with your passive perception.
Is it disadvantage?
With a bonus action.
Right, let's risk it.
Come on.
Oh.
No, sucks.
Oh, was it?
Oh,
So go it.
4.
All you know is that they've said that there's some sort of necklace, but you don't know. You don't know how big it is. You can't really see it. It's tough. You could give it a go, but
Well, I've heard them say there's a necklace.
Yeah.
oh no, you haven't. No, I'm so
No.
sorry. You haven't. No, totally. No, you can't see anything. Unfortunately, she just appears to be wearing cloth, and she's got this eye and claws.
Okay.
You could, you know.
Let him work it out. Go on, Blue. What are you doing? Can't help him.
Sorry, no, I can't.
No,
Sorry.
I can't do that without seeing it.
What?
I wouldn't know it's there to do the spell.
No, not that. I'm not thinking of that.
It's so
What do you want to
mysterious
do,
what you guys are doing.
I'm just going to use vicious mockery on it and go, F-U-G-L-Y, you are so ugly.
15.
Oh, shit.
15. She sort of turns to you, just whipping this arrow off her. I'm uglier than you know, boy.
Oh my god.
Oh, gosh.
Come on.
And you can
Okay.
see just this disgusting face is sneering at you, just teeth out of place, cackles away.
Right, me done.
That is you done. Okay, the hag, sort of backing away, she will sort of move backwards about 20 feet into the cave.
So,
10, 20.
yeah.
Yeah, and just with a sort of like, with the eye, she'll kind of like literally just sort of tuck it, sort of, what would you do with it?
Some real Norman Bates shit.
Help me, mother.
She kind of just like with a sort of forces it into her eye, and there's a sort of flash of black energy as this thing sort of just incorporates itself into her skull. She comes this horrible, unblinking, bloodshot eye, but almost lizard-like in its sort of formation. As she sort of steps back, she sort of looks at you. You will regret coming here. And with a sort of crackling, her claw comes out and lightning spews in a sort of flickering to a point on the table and then scoots out to Theren and Vincent. So can you two of you make dexterity saving throws, please?
So that's you. I'm not Vincent.
18.
18. And Vincent, that's me. Sorry.
I was going to say, I don't.
That's me.
The dice.
Vincent passes as well. So the two of you, the lightning sort of crackles. He just manages to sort of singes the top of his shoulder as he gets behind the table. You get your shield in the way, but it still arcs around and gets you in the chest. But you pass the check. So you take 2 lightning damage, the two of you, as this sort of arc sort of scatters across the two of you, and she sort of snarls as she backs away. This crackling energy all around her arm. That would be now Vincent.
You'll never get to go, Theren. You never get to do your charge.
Vincent is going to sort of. He's going to make a constitution check as well. No, he wants to get away. He's going to back again into sort of the tunnel with the others and hold his arrow and go, get him, Theren. You can do it.
You've got
Sort of
this.
holds it.
Oh, Jesus.
And seems to hold his action for something. It is your go, Theren.
Okay, I can reach for use my full movement.
Yes, you can.
So I'm actually going to do the charge.
Oh my
Perfect.
God.
Charge in.
Go on.
In goes Theren.
Fuck.
While I'm running, I scream back, would not mind some assistance!
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and stab her through with question marks.
Okay. Do it. Make an attack.
No. No, 9.
9. No, you kind of swing the sword, and with an unearthly speed, she just ducks back, lightning sort of crackling from her hand. You'll have to move faster than that, boy. And she sort of grabs her hand out to you.
does everyone keep bringing up my age?
Horrible sort of face looking at you.
But she's engaged in physical combat. That's enough.
It is true. So, back to the top. This time, the cauldron sort of writhing around. There's just sort of a mist starts to spread from the cauldron as you hear this booming voice. Get her daughter. We will destroy them. I come soon. And then like the sort of and there's about 5 foot area of mist is beginning to sort of come out of the cauldron. It hasn't quite reached you yet, but it starts to sort of spread out. Odie, it is now your go.
So do I hear that?
Oh, actually, no, there's a good point. As you approach, Vincent will let the shot off as you approach the hag, so he can get his sneak attack. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit. He at the last minute, he goes as he tries to like shoot, and he's about to hit you instead. So just veers the shot to the last minute off to the left, and it shoots to the back of the cavern, and you don't see anything sort of hit her. So Odie, it is you.
Oh my God.
You're fine now. You can get away from it. You've taken a breath.
Yeah, that's... Okay. I heard the voice, right?
Yes, everybody had the voice.
I don't know if I can make it with that movement. I want
What are
to,
you trying to do?
so I'm going to try and get up to the cauldron and then shove it so it spills out into the pool.
That's it.
I've got 30 feet of movement.
10, 15, 20,
I'm happy to dash. And...
30. You can just about get there with 30 feet.
Okay, so I rush ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and shove the cauldron so it spills out.
Okay,
into
that
the
would
pool.
be a strength check for me, please. But as you get there, you start drifting into this mist. Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Nope, I don't have anything for that.
Oh,
That's a 21.
As you go into the mist, it sort of starts to waft around and go around your face, and you almost there's a bit where your eyes begin to cloud over as you begin to be able to not see.
Yeah.
But you kind of blink it away and just holding your things, you push on this cauldron. So make a strength check for me, please.
God. Why do I not have my normal stance? Oh, 3. That is. No, that's a 5.
5. You thump into this cauldron, but it doesn't.
No, that's definitely a 3.
3.
Sorry, I'm
You thump
saying.
in and it kind of rocks slightly, but it's a big, heavy cast iron thing. The fire near you as well, and as you hit the pot, it is boiling hot. So much so that you take 2 points of fire damage as you make contact with this scalding hot iron. Pull away from it instinctively.
Fine.
Not good.
Yeah.
It's your movement action.
I don't have anything else. I'll just call back saying something's coming. We need to get rid of it somehow. Like I'm just babbling stuff. I think something's in the cauldron because I saw the thing and I shot at it.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Okay, Blue, you're up next.
Okay. Techie questions.
Yep.
This is the fire.
Yes.
Hag is within 10 foot of that.
Yes.
Is Theren within 10 foot of that?
He is not.
Okay, I am going to get within 60 foot of it,
Yep.
which I presume is about 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Yeah.
So
That'll do.
yeah.
That'll do. Yeah.
And I am...
There you go.
How does this work? I just look at the fire and remember my performances back on Millis and create some dazzling fireworks that explode out of this fire.
Fantastic.
And it blinds creatures within 10 feet if they fail a Constitution saving throw.
A Constitution saving throw.
Please.
That is a 12.
Wait!
The lights are flashing and blinding her. She screams as her eyes sort of comes out and blinds it. So yeah, she's now blind.
Until the end of my next turn.
Fantastic.
And then I go...
Move backwards.
Oh God.
I put a ring on her.
Yes.
If you liked her, she'd put a ring on.
Perfect. So
You
now
like
we go down to
So we put a
Hag.
ring on it.
The hag? Yep.
Just want to check something quickly.
She can't be blinded because she's a hag. She's so ugly she blinds other people.
She can't be blinded because she's a bitch.
It just can't
Okay.
happen.
Would you do that? I don't know if she did. Let's make an intelligence check for her. Oh no, she panics. Right, so as soon as she loses the sight, you can see her. She covers her real eye. That this strange eye she's put in her. It seems to be sort of some sort of light coming from it, but she kind of takes a second with her clawed hand, and there's a sort of is the eye glows a dark red as she looks around again at you and goes and sort of comes back and starts sort of engaging with Theren again. As you, I know it's so.
No, you're not sorry at
I
all.
can't say.
Can't
Right. That is her turn. She's got to use her action for it, so you've used up her action. Vincent is going to take another pot shot and hits.
Finally.
This time, finally. He's a useful son of a gun.
Useful
Oh, with rolls like that, he is. 13...
Does he get
16
sneak attack
points
as
of
well?
damage. Yeah, 16 points of damage. So
Nice.
this arrow, just as she's sort of melding herself thwack into her shoulder, takes a big step back. Again, she rips it out. The wound starts knitting itself over again, and she sort of looks and sees the range. Get away, you fools! as she sort of looks at you.
You boys.
And I am gonna try and shove the sword through her again.
Come on.
And just so Vincent is going
Oh,
to.
sorry, I thought.
No, he will sort of creep forward just to the entrance again. And he is going to try and stealth behind the table. Not very well, however.
The big hat.
So it is your go.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I'm gonna stab her.
Yep, go for it.
Better.
That is a 16.
It hits. No, 16 misses. I'm really sorry. So this time you get a connection
Jeez.
with her. It strikes her chest,
Oh my
and she
God.
just flexes, and it, with an unearthly strength, just disappears off her.
Oh no.
AC the 17, man.
16? Is this what it's like
AC.
trying to hit me?
Yeah. AC, she doesn't even have your AC, and this is this annoying.
my
I'm
God.
sorry.
Oh no.
So that's your action.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, you're up close. Make
And
me
she's blinded as well. She can't see it coming. Oh no, she didn't. You got rid of her.
make me an intelligence check. She's so close.
It's not good.
No,
It's
combat.
5.
All back.
You can't see a thing. So who's up next? It is Theren.
Oh, no, sorry. Still my turn?
Yep.
Okay, while staying in melee, can I move around her away from the smoke?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you sort of track round as the smoke begins to sort of.
Also, to get out of the way between her and a fuck ton of arrows would
Yeah.
also be.
Now you're fine. You track her back. You sort of your combat instincts tell you to sort of lead her around as she sort of keeps engaging with you. She's now split between trying to look to you and to the arrows sort of coming behind. So yeah, you've got her flanked. We are going now to top of the round. The cauldron spilling out more, and this time, about 10 feet around the cauldron as this sort of fur mist begins to envelop. There'll be another.
Constitution saving throw. Yeah.
What did I say first? Wisdom.
Oh,
Wisdom.
wisdom.
saving throw.
Sorry.
Wisdom saving throw.
Oh, yeah, good.
Please.
That is a wisdom. That's 15.
15 is enough. Now again, you're just blinking this stuff away as you're close. It doesn't seem to be getting. She's just sort of, this is, I see you all. I see you. And the mist beginning to sort of envelop around the cauldron. Then it begins to get more and more corporal. Odie, you'll go.
I'm going to get away from the cauldron.
Yep.
That's what are you going to... Okay, I am going to...
So there's a bit of the raised sort of turf with Theren
Yes,
as
that's
well,
literally what I was
sort
thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, where the tables and the bookcases
Yeah,
are.
I'll
So you can
move-
get up there.
Yep. Yeah, I'll move all the way up there. So,
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, I'll get to about there.
Yeah. So as you do that, as you move away from the cauldron, nothing happens. Yep, so what do you want to do?
This is the worst. Okay, yep, and then I'm going to shoot my longbow at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just do
Make a shot.
do my thing. Good, because that's a 16 plus 7 is 23.
23. You
Yeah.
hit. Yeah,
Oh.
easy.
AC's gone up again. That is a 5 piercing damage.
Five damage. It all helps. Yeah, the arrow
And one
sinks
arrow.
into this hag. Just more, again, the sort of wounds sort of starting to knit over themselves. But as soon as you do the damage,
Yep.
she's sort of snarling, looking around.
Yeah, and then... Fuck. I don't do anything else, I can't do anything else. That's it. Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Okay. So, Blue. You okay?
Ooh.
What would you like to do? There's this instinct. You saw her get blind, and you knew the spell worked, and it's just something. It gives you the impression that it's been counteracted in some way, and you're not sure why.
Okay. I am gonna try and stay close to my friends.
So what? Yeah.
So I'm gonna start moving their way. 1,
No, sorry.
Two.
I realised something else, that's all.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shout at it. Your face is like a donkey doing a poo. And vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery.
So-
Wisdom.
Yep.
Nope. It's a 3.
Oh, finally!
Sweet.
Oh!
Nice.
Hey, it all counts. It all counts.
1 point of damage
Small
and it's got disadvantage.
nosebleed.
Again, you see that sort of
Next
that
attack.
sort of flinch as she goes. Silence your foolish magic. Oh, we lost her. Cam's gone up there.
Oh.
The excitement of everything.
Yep.
There we go.
There
Perfect.
we go.
So,
Well done.
so that's your go?
Yep.
Okay. Looking around, seeing everybody around and sort of flanked, she sort of snarls. You will regret coming here. We will find you. We will kill you. We will... And she just started snarling as her form just disappears and it becomes invisible.
But I get an attack of opportunity.
Well,
Hang on.
she disappears and you sort of feel a shift in the air and as she sort of... So remove her just for a sec. You feel her move. So you do get an attack of opportunity but at disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because you can't see her. I love the fact you've abandoned the black dice. The black dice of doom.
In dice jail.
Sorry, I'm just going to borrow you for a minute. No, it's not going to be... it's a 10.
You swing at what you think is her, but no, she's already gone. And
It's not bad,
you
though.
actually do not hear anything.
Okay.
So it is now Vincent. Vincent, sort of coming into the room slightly, he'll make his way just past the table with his bow, sort of up. I don't see her, and he's gonna make a perception check. But doesn't see it. He's sort of
Really
looking
don't
around.
see
Damn it! Where's she gone? Everybody on guard. She could be anywhere. Goodness! And sort of like looking around and trying to sort of position his bow as best he can. Theren.
Okay, I would like to do 2 things.
Yep.
First, I want to run... Hang on. 5, 10, 15, 20... Okay, I want to run up to the cauldron.
Yeah.
And I want to use my shield to bash it. So hopefully not taking any sort of heat
Okay.
damage.
Well, no, seeing I did that. Yeah, that's fine. You run up, make a strength check.
Stupid girl.
Good on strength checks tonight.
That sort of went flying.
I think it's a decent roll. No,
Yeah.
it's fine. No. You thwack into it, and again, you kind of rock it, but it doesn't quite move. But now you're there. You're like, everybody can see what Theron's trying to do. You can see the struts are holding it up above the cauldron. Now you're there. Maybe a sort of decent thwack on that might spill it, or maybe just keep pushing and it'll go. But you think it would topple just with a bit more gusto.
Alright, so I want to scream back, someone give me a hand!
Perfect.
Do I have to be? I don't want to be that person, but he's gone into the mist, so he has to make a wisdom saving.
No, he
I'm
has.
so
Sorry,
sorry.
wisdom saving throw. No, that's fair.
I'm so
That is
sorry.
fair. I did forget that.
No.
No, so
Someone give me a hand, I can't fucking see!
yeah, your eyes cloud over and it's just white and you can't see. You're
so
blinking and
sorry.
blinking and you have gone
I'm
blind.
sorry, I'm playing by the rules.
You're blinded. She loves a good rule.
My rules.
Back to the top. The mist now spilling another 5 feet out as the swirling mists begin to sort of form almost and blue. You are now enveloped
Oh,
in
right.
this mist, 15 feet away from the cauldron. So can you make a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
18.
18. Yeah, just sort of you feel this burning sensation as well, but you kind of get it past you, and you manage to sort of avoid the worst of it. You can still see. So Odie.
Oh shit. Okay. Theren calls for aid, so I will rush in and try and get into the mist and push the cauldron over again.
Okay, right. Make another strength check. There's 2 of you trying now, so AC's a little bit lower.
Do I need to do the mist thing first?
If you're running in, I'll let you do what Theren did, and you make a check afterwards
Okay.
because it takes a second or two.
So I'm doing it with advantage.
Yeah. Oh no! Just make a regular check. It's the AC is slightly lower because there's 2 of you doing it
Alright,
now. But
fair enough. What, just pure strength?
yeah.
That's an 11, straight 11.
An 11 is enough. You manage to just about tip this thing out. You're thumping at this.
Sorry.
Shall I try and
You
tighten
need
it?
to breathe.
You manage to just sort of like thwack into this cauldron as it tips over.
Yep.
The steam just up as it hits the sort of
The pool area.
the pool. Yeah, it's sort of I will be back as this sort of mist evaporates into it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, just boiling off this lake. And yeah, the cauldron is sort of out. The fire is completely put out by the water spilling out everywhere. The water that was in this is sort of horrible, viscous, sort of brown colour, sort of bubbling and sticky that seems to sort of almost fight against the water as it hits into it. You don't know what it was, but it certainly was like a tarry, disgusting substance. Going now down to, just keeping an initiative for now, Blue, what would you be doing?
I was just going to say, is
The
the mist
mist begins to dissipate
Okay.
now, and it's sort of you don't think it would have the same effect, but we'll keep.
Yeah,
keep it like
just
that for now.
okay. I just didn't know if I need to.
Yeah,
make a check, that's all.
now you've sort of got it. The mist stops, and there's not as you don't have to make a check.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah,
Blue.
that's all I do.
Okay, can I run over,
Yeah.
grab the table, and try and just push it in front of the exit?
Yeah.
Oh no, actually no, that's a bad idea. I will just stand in the way in the exit and be like, goal keep, and keep an eye out on any sign of footsteps coming my way.
Okay, that sounds like a perception check to me.
It does.
Come on.
No. 4 plus very little. 5.
5. No, you don't hear anything coming past you. Yeah, actually, there is a sort of almost momentary sort of breeze past you as you sort of go, and unfortunately, perception's not high enough. It manages just to sort of get behind you, and there's a crunch as some sort of lever is pulled, hidden in the darkness just sort of before, and another one of these wooden barricades thunk falls into the ground just behind
Conveniently.
here. Unfortunately, here comes down, sort of blocking the entrance, smacking in again into a sort of rivet in the floor that you didn't see in as you were sort of coming into the room. Sort of looking for traps, sort of thing. You can see where the gate would come down, but you didn't spot it, unfortunately. So the camera's off, but there's nothing more you need to see now. It's
No, this one.
this
No.
one.
I know, I
this
was
one.
just checking.
Yeah, this one. So the gate crashes down to the floor, and a figure just sort of appears back into sort of the behind this wooden gate. As the hag just sort of stood there, like claws just sort of wrapped around the wood. Time to feed my minions. You won't find me. And she sort of starts walking back into the darkness behind.
How? Can I, in that moment, are we out of initiative or is it still initiative?
We're still technically in initiative.
Okay.
What were you going to do?
I was going to look for a necklace. Now that she's a bit closer.
You're close. With make another perception check. You
Okay.
are quite close to her now.
Come on.
No.
No, you
Jesus Christ!
don't see anything on her. No. So going back down. We'll go down to the bottom of the round. So Vincent sort of looks around, sort of takes a shot at her as she disappears back into the corridor, but unfortunately will she have cover against it now that she's the other side of this. No, it doesn't hit. Unfortunately, the arrow just smacks into the wood, just clips it, and the arrow flies down into the tunnel. That sort of noise as she drifts off into it. I go, bugger! I feel we've been rumbled. Theren, now to you.
How blind am I?
You are pretty blind. You're blanking, and this white just won't dissipate from you.
Okay, I'm just basically gonna feel around for anyone or anything
Yeah.
by me.
You pretty quickly find Odie, sort of stood there.
What's happening? I can't see.
So the cauldron thing gone, whatever that was.
Right.
I think Witchy Lady has disappeared and it looks like we're trapped in this room for now.
Oh,
Fuck!
So what do you do?
Kids next door.
Bother!
we need to get out of here. Can you lead me over to what's stuck us here? What's
So we're still in initiative. So
Yeah.
what would you like to do? We're sort of talking,
Yeah.
but are you just staying there with Odie for now?
Well, I wanna use my turn to ask Odie to lead me over to whatever it is that's stuck us because
Okay,
yeah.
that's fine.
Don't need my eyes to lift.
Do that. At the end of your turn, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
I'd
Gain
go.
back your sight.
Nah.
Or not.
Okay. So again, you're blinking and you can't clear, but it's not. You can't see black. Every time you open your eyes, you see, but it's jet white, and then it's black, white, black, white. But you can't. There's nothing that you can focus on. It's just pure clouded vision. Okay. There is a sort of noticeable shift in the room, as again these sort of vines in the room begin to twist and turn as more creatures pull themselves out of the walls, and we will end it there for tonight.
You can't!
Because I think that's a great cliffhanger.
No!
Actually, as the party they fight their way through, we've reached into the hag's lair. Can they survive it? We shall see.
Just gonna write blind on my character.
Yes, that's a good point. Blind. You've all got your health. We've all got everything else.
Severe
Actually, you know
second-degree
what?
burns.
I don't think anyone's really taken any real damage. I think, what was that, 4 points of damage in the whole thing?
What, just
Combat
that one?
round?
In that
Yeah.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took 2 from burning myself on the cauldron.
Take heart. Take heart, people. You'll be fine. So, that will be it for tonight. Anything else we want to clear up before we go? We all good?
Oh, good.
I mean, good is a strong word.
Oh, I know. Perfect. Well, we'll call it that. Thank you so much for watching. Join us the next time for what will be episode 9. Can you believe it's going that quickly?
No.
3rd month of this.
Ugh.
Insane how time flies, eh?
Yeah.
So we'll join us then. Bye.